Jesus Christ, you people suck. Wow. Wolverine on it.
Back in the days when we played video games, it was hardcore for the nerdy and lazy. Now things have changed and all our video games are also for the casual and lady.
But that's okay, you know the score. We told you a million times before. Playing consoles, not just games, is in the past. And every week you listen to the best damn internet radio crew. It's the N4G podcast. It's the N4G podcast.
All right, it's time. Another week. N4G Radio. This is episode 697, even though I said last week was 695. Because I fucked up. For May 2nd, 2022. Now on the show this week, we have Anthony.
Sorry, I muted and then I had to unmute, whatever. I'm here, yeah.
Drew.
Yes, I am here.
And Wombat too.
Yes, I am present.
You sound like you're like half dead. Are you sick?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. Well, then I apologize for offending you saying that you sound like you're sick.
Piece of shit. That's the second time I've called you a piece of shit since we started this show.
We've only been talking for 5 minutes and I'm a piece of shit twice. That hurts. Anyway.
Truth hurts.
It does. The truth does hurt. But I'm okay with it. Alright. Anyway, it's a video game podcast, so we're going to talk about video games. Drew, do you want to kick us off with some video games?
Sure, I can do that.
Okay.
So I'm playing for review. Rogue Legacy 2.
Oh, nice. How is it?
It's really good. They've added a couple of mechanics. How do I feel about this? I feel like it's okay. It's just there's a lot more timing involved now. So they give you basically. You played The Messenger, right?
Yeah, I loved it. One of my favorite 2D games of this last couple generations.
So in The Messenger, you have the ability to, if you strike something while you're in the air, you get another jump, right?
Right.
They've added that.
Oh.
And there are certain like doors that you can only open by striking it, and you have like a downward slash kind of thing. So it's not a forward attack; it's always a downward slash, almost like maybe Scrooge McDuck's pogo stick.
Yeah, they had a slash like that in the first game.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this one now allows you to combo jumps. And it allows you to get to other places. It also allows you, in combat situations, if you have got a projectile coming, you can possibly, jump over it by comboing and hitting an enemy kind of thing. A lot of the same stuff is there. You got all the different classes. They got a few new classes. The one good thing is, so if you remember in the original game, you could have the character traits that did nothing. Like, oh, you're colorblind, so you see everything in black and white, and that's all it did. You can eventually upgrade your castle to allow you to, if you take character traits, if you choose a character at the beginning of a run that has bad character traits or different character traits, you earn more gold. So it's kind of like a give and take kind of thing. There are some character traits that you don't know what it does until you play as that character kind of thing. I feel like there's a little bit more emphasis on magic this go round. Like everybody has a magic ability, but you can get more if you survive long enough. There's a bank now, so you can basically every time you pay to go to the dungeon, some of that money will go to the bank, or a safe. It's like a living safe kind of thing that talks to you. Instead of just like, oh, you get to keep some of your money. There's a lot of stuff. It's basically Rogue Legacy, 2.0. Like it's like everybody who's played the first game knows exactly what they're doing. But it's just more of it. They've changed the art style, so it's all like hand drawn animations. Looks great. They did do this, so it feels more like a Metroidvania now because, and it's not necessarily because of items you gather while you're playing. It's more because of information that you gather. So, you can eventually like get abilities that are there forever. So one of the things is you'll see like these souls floating, and for a long time there you can't talk to them. It just says, oh, they're whispering and you can't understand what they're saying. But you eventually unlock an ability, if you explore enough, to where you, as well as your ancestors, are able to talk to ghosts. Sometimes those ghosts can give you information. And it even has they even have like a board of like, okay, so this is what we know about this area of the dungeon. And there's these 5 things that we can learn about the dungeon to get you further in it. And you have to learn that information by either reading notes or talking to ghosts or something like that. So there is that progression of every time, even though I die, every time I've either learned something new or I've gathered something new that I can now use to make it further. There is still challenging. The controls are tight, just like it was in the first game, so it feels great, but it's definitely a difficult game. And they still have all the characters or all the abilities that you had from the original game are still here. So you are able to lock down the dungeon so it's not randomized if you want to. You have the blacksmith where you can craft, better stuff that your characters will always have on them. There is this, I can't remember if it was in the old game or not, but there was this mechanic of, so you had your weight limit, but you also had this thing called, I think it's called Resolve. And you start off with like, different classes start off with different amount of Resolve. But you can lose some of your Resolve if you find a shrine that gives you like a blessing or a curse. It depends on what you choose. So one of the curses I remember was if you get hit, you die instantly. But after like 20 kills, your attack is doubled, kind of thing. But it costs Resolve. You have to have a certain amount of Resolve to use that curse. And then once your Resolve gets below 100, you then start to carry weight. So it's basically like you become over encumbered. You can't run or you can't jump as high, that kind of thing. So it's Rogue Legacy, but with a hell of a lot more stuff in there. A new art style. I think it's great. If you like the first game, you'll love this one.
It's been a long time since that first game came out.
Yeah. They've been working on Rogue Legacy 2 for like 3 years.
Must be a very small team.
Well, they did that. You got to remember, they did that game, Full Metal Furies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I played that once. I did not think that was very good.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't. And I think the big issue is that it's Full Metal Furies. It's too close to furries. I think it implied something that other people didn't want, even though that's not what's in it at all.
People get weird.
Yeah.
Yep. But Cellar Door Games, I have been following them for a very long time because they made a little flash game called Don't Shit Your Pants.
Is that that's them. I forgot about that.
That's them. And
Don't Shit Your Pants is one of the best fucking games.
Yeah, it's an old school adventure game where you have to type in commands. And they have achievements. One of the achievements is if you just type in shit, it's like, congratulations, you didn't even get past the start screen and you got an achievement for shitting your pants right away.
All right.
It's It's such a crude looking game too.
Yeah, it looks like an old Light Sierra game. But I'm sure you can probably still find it. It was on Newgrounds for a long time. That's how long ago this was.
Everything on the internet is still there somewhere.
I'm sure it is. There it is. Looks a little bit like Carl.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, a lot like Carl. He just needs the gold chain. And a mustache.
Good old Carl.
Yeah. Played a good amount of that for a review. I'm going to try and write that review this week. So I got into two things. So what happened was Matt was out and we could not finish Control. I'm close to the very end of Control, the second DLC.
Oh, okay. I never finished the second DLC. I finished the first one with the fucking crazy cart ride at the end.
There's a cart ride at the end of the Foundation?
The, where you're on that disco where you're switching between the carts and fighting dudes. You don't remember that?
What?
Did you not finish it?
I finished the Foundation.
That's weird because there's a scene where you're on these carts and there's two tracks, the left and the right track, and you're jumping between them and fighting dudes, and there's like crazy strobe lights and the music is awesome. Like, I'm shocked you don't.
I'm assuming Ken is using a bad term and it's not actually a cart.
I mean, they're like things on a track with like rails around them, and you're riding them going forward down a corridor. I don't know what else you would call it.
I don't remember this at all.
All right, I'm gonna have to go find.
Is this the one that was underground, like below the?
Yeah, I think it was the deep area.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I haven't gone back and played Control. I need to finish the DLC.
The Foundation was meh.
Yeah, I didn't think it was great outside of that, and I guess I might be crazy that it's a cart ride. Like the rest of it, I was just kind of like blah.
I know the final boss was somebody from the main game. I don't know, but yeah. So we because I didn't want to just finish it and then forget the cart ride.
Dude, you can't. I tried to Google like a video of it. If you Google Control game cart ride, you get Roblox shit. So I give up. I give up world.
Okay. But yeah, so I decided to jump into a couple other things. So they started a new season of Diablo 3. So I said, you know what? I still haven't got every achievement in that game yet. I need to get level 70 with a monk and a demon hunter. So I started a demon hunter on a seasonal character. And yeah, I got crazy into that for a little while there. And got level 70 with it. And I said, you know what? I'm looking. I got that itch. I got that itch for a good action RPG. I got Titan Quest, but I was like, I don't want to get back into Titan Quest right yet. So I was looking for some achievements too. I downloaded Minecraft Dungeons. That's solid.
Yeah, it's not a bad game. It gets kind of hard by yourself after a while.
Yeah, they definitely push that like power level thing.
Yep.
But and if you were, they will say, "Hey, you're not a high enough power level for this," and I bring down the difficulty. They're like, "Whoa, dude, you are way too strong for this. Are you sure you want to do this?" I'm like, "Well, I have no fucking other option."
Yeah, that was kind of my issue with it. Like, I get so far into it, and like I was getting my ass handed to me on these levels, and I like lower the difficulty, and I'm like, well, now it's not. Kind of boring.
Yeah, or the rewards are crap.
Yeah, it's like, why am I even doing this? I'm not leveling. I'm not getting good gear. So this is not good balance.
Yeah, I got into it though. I like the simplistic nature of it. I mean, you pretty much can go through an entire dungeon just shooting your bow and arrow the entire time. Mm-hmm. But it's okay. I didn't mind it. I kind of got into it for a little while there. I was getting into like doing the daily challenges that they give you and stuff like that. They've added a lot to that game apparently. So like there's seasons now. They're in season 2 right now. And you can do weekly challenges that, change periodically, and you get rewards because of it. It's kind of like, like a battle pass, like every other friggin' game does now. But it's okay because it's free, And
it's free if you have Game Pass.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they've got like from what I can tell, all the updates and DLCs are free for that thing, right?
I think there was a paid expansion, but I think you get it if you have Game Pass or something.
That's what I'm thinking too, because there's a lot more like, oh, you can go to the next island. I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, but I'm not high enough level to do that yet. They added like a tower, like an infinite tower to see how far you can make it. I did that a few times. Kind of got into it a little bit. It was, it's interesting. But I've been okay with that. It's been kind of fun. I just wanted a break from Diablo because I powered leveled a Demon Hunter for 4 days straight, and I was like, okay, I want to play a game like this, but not this game. So I jumped into it. It's a nice little simplistic action RPG. I may jump back into Titan Quest. I don't know. But, yeah.
They started doing seasons, and they did the first balance patch for Diablo 2.
Yeah, they got the ladder. The first ladder season is active right now. I guess I could jump back into Diablo 2. Diablo 2 can be rough, though. Diablo 2 can be hard. That game's legit hard.
Yeah, that was my issue with that game, was I think I'm just too casual now to play Diablo 2.
That's good, though. I mean, if you haven't played through Diablo 2 Resurrected yet, Ken, I would suggest at least going through normal mode once.
I think my issue with Diablo 2 is that it's still of the old school mentality. I don't have the patience to deal with inventory management and.
That's true.
Just little stupid things like that were standard of the games back then, and it's not like I'm advocating for you need to change the game. It's just not for me anymore. I just don't have the time for it.
That is one of the big things that Diablo 2 doesn't have that Diablo 3 has. I love both those games. Diablo 3, you get that instant gratification every time you play that game.
Yeah, exactly.
You always get a legendary that drops. You always get a set piece that drops, and it's something better. Diablo 2, you can play about 3 sessions of Diablo 2 and be like, none of this actually helps my build. And
it's the Dark Souls of Diablo games.
No, you want to do that? Play the first Diablo.
No, I know.
But Diablo 2 is still a solid game, though, dude. It's really good. And that Resurrected, it looks great. Plays
visually
great.
That thing looks amazing.
Yeah, it's really good. But yeah, I guess I could do a ladder. I don't know.
Did you notice that Diablo 3? Did you play it on Xbox?
What?
Diablo 3.
Yes.
They finally patched it, so now it's in 4K. There was a bug that was keeping it in 1080p. And
when did they patch this?
This has been in the last couple weeks.
Okay.
So, it had been running in 1080p, and now it's actually running in 4K. It took years to get that stupid patch done. I have no idea why.
But it's not optimized for Series X?
Yeah, no, it is. It runs at 4K 60, whereas it couldn't do that on anything older. So.
But it doesn't have the emblem at the bottom.
No, it doesn't, but neither did Overwatch, and Overwatch supports 120 Hz only on Series X. Blizzard didn't put the marks on them outside of Diablo 2 for some reason.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean, it's Diablo 3. I mean, I've played that game a million times.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm probably going to power level a monk, get that last achievement.
That game, man. I can't believe how old it is at this point.
Yeah. And they have yet to lower the friggin' price of the Necromancer.
Yeah, it goes on sale every couple months, but outside of that, yeah.
But even the sale's not that great. You're still paying $10 for the Necromancer. I'm like, come on, guys, drop that down to $5.
Yeah. No, it must still be selling. So
regular price is $20 for that, and I'm like, really, $20 for a character?
Hey, dude, Overwatch is still $40 and $20 on sale. I mean, yeah. Blizzard games, I don't know.
I mean, I get it. You make great games, but holy shit, guys.
Yeah, these are kind of old.
Yeah. I mean, Diablo 3 is how old now?
Was the PC version was what, 2012?
2010?
Or was it 2010, really?
I think it was 2010, 2011.
Alright, I gotta look this up. Diablo 3. Released, no, 2012.
2012, okay.
Yeah, May 15th, 2012.
So 10 years old.
Yeah, 10 years old. God.
Yeah. I'm still playing it.
I mean, yeah.
I'll quit for a while, but I always go back to it.
Diablo 4 is coming, man. Imagine the weight of like a game like that. Like that's how I feel like the Overwatch team was, but like Diablo's like to the next level. Like you made a game that people have been playing for 10 years consistently. Now you got to make a better one.
Yeah. That's the thing is, I don't even know when that game's going to come out.
My guess is 2024.
It's got to be
Guys,
because
the new one's coming out soon. It's called Diablo Eternal, and you'll love it.
It's coming to PC.
Whatever, I don't give a shit what it's called.
It is coming to PC.
I thought it was is Immortal?
Yes, Diablo Immortal.
Okay,
Yeah,
Diablo Immortal.
Eternal, Immortal.
Doom is Eternal. Diablo is Immortal. Get it right.
No, there's an Eternal collection of Diablo 3.
That's what it was.
That's the
It's
Ultimate
dumb shit.
Edition. Yeah.
There's too much Diablo.
There is. But yeah, because Diablo 4, so far, they've only got 4 classes for that game.
Yeah, but, you know.
They haven't even announced any of the other classes. And
Dude,
I'm
we
just
haven't
like,
seen that game in like 2 years, right?
No, there's people playing it.
No, but I mean, we haven't seen anything new.
I mean, aside from the assassin that they showed off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the 4th class that they showed off.
So how long did it take to show off that class?
2 years.
Hey, man, that's a Blizzard trait. Took us 2 years to get a new Overwatch character. 2 years to get a new Diablo class.
I'm sorry, man. I hate to say it. I think Overwatch is dead.
It ain't dead. Did you not see what happened with the beta?
What happened with the beta?
It broke into the top 10 Twitch views of all time. 1.5 million people were watching that game this weekend.
Well, yeah, because that was the anticipated sequel. But I mean, I just like, are they going to have enough there to bring people back? That's the question.
I mean, everybody came back that got into the beta, like they were just like glowing about that thing. I haven't played it, so. But people are super excited after playing it. So, I don't know. Depends on how long it didn't take them. When did the beta drop for the first game to the actual release? It wasn't
February. Long. It was like February, and then the game released in May.
So the beta here drops in April. You thinking like late summer they'll actually put this out?
I don't know. I would say more likely than October.
I mean, getting it out this year, that'd get a lot of people back into it, especially considering that anybody who's played it doesn't have to pay for it again. It's just the same game.
Yeah.
It was, okay, so the beta for Overwatch 1 came out in 2015, October 27th, 2015, and the game released on May 3rd, 2016.
So about 6 months.
Sure.
Okay. So I could see, maybe you're right, Drew, October, November.
Yeah.
Pushing Overwatch 1 to Overwatch 2, because they got to be doing that, right? They got to be, because if you remember, they did that last anniversary event, and they said, we're not doing any more events this year. So, like,
that's insane to me, though.
But I think that's because they're going to be running the beta, and then they're going to push the new game live, which will drop 1 new character and 4 new maps, and 1 new game mode. Also, I don't know if you heard, one of the game modes is going bye-bye.
What's that?
Which means 4 of the maps are going away.
Oh, the team deathmatch?
No, 2CP is dead.
Really?
It's not in Overwatch 2. Yep. So, maps like Hanamura, gone. They're going to rework them.
Really?
Yeah, 2CP is gone in Overwatch 2.
Temple of Anubis is gone?
Yep, Anubis is gone.
That's like their ultimate map.
Yeah. They're going to rework the maps for new modes. So.
I'm sorry, man. I've kind of... They're turning it into a first-person shooter and not a team game.
I don't know. I need to play it. We've talked too much about a game I haven't played yet, so. I
know. We talk about this game too much. I mean, granted, we put over 1,000 hours into it.
I just broke 2.
Yeah, so you can't help but talk about it.
Yeah, it consumes too much of my game time.
I just feel like I don't have any desire to go back to it.
I mean, I know there's a lot of people like that. I get it. I don't care. I just know that the people that do play it, they must still really love it, because as much as they complain about it, they're still playing it.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Anyway, I know people are already pissed because we're talking about Overwatch, but let's move on.
I mean, the beta did come out this week.
I mean, it was huge. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
It was a huge... fucking Seagull was playing again, and you know that dude quit like years ago.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. But I think that's pretty much it. I did play a little bit of 3DS stuff. Honestly, what I did was played Mario Golf on 3DS. Because I had to delete my save. I had like a 50-hour save on there, and I'm like, I got to start this all over. So I started over.
Exactly. Who cares?
It's a great game.
If a game is good, I don't care that my save is gone, because I just get to play it again. Mario
Golf World Tour is one of the best arcade golf games there is. I'm telling you.
Mario Golf in general is probably some of the best golf you'll ever play.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I mean, everybody, well, I wouldn't say everybody, what's it called? Hot Shots Golf. Some of those old school Hot Shots Golfs were really good. Everybody's golf was fine. It was just, it took forever to get.
And you can't play it anymore come, what, next month?
Technically, you can. You just play it single player.
Yeah, but so much of that game was locked out, even some of the single player stuff.
Yeah, it took a long time to unlock it if you were doing single player. It was easier to unlock it if you were playing multiplayer. Which kind of sucks, but I mean, it's still there if you want to play it.
I know. I just think it's funny that like a lot of people will be upset about it, and they're like, "Oh, this is the problem with modern gaming." I'm like, "Motherfucker, when's the last time you booted up everybody's golf?"
That's true. As much as I like that game, I haven't played it in probably 3 years.
Yeah, it's like people complain about losing some of these games, and I'm like, "Motherfucker, you don't give a shit." If they didn't
still
tell
play
you,
the VR one every now and then.
That VR one I always wanted to try, but I have not.
It's good.
Hooked back up my VR. My son keeps asking me to hook it up. I was like, motherfucker, that thing is like spaghetti. We ain't setting that up.
Yeah, it's good. It plays well, and it's a little, I don't know, it's a little anime fan servicey for my taste, where you've got a caddy that it forces you into these weird flirty interactions with. You can skip them, but it still boots it up. Like, and you just have to skip out of it. I don't know, that kind of stuff's a little lame, but the actual golf itself is fun.
Is it everybody's golf VR?
Yes.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I enjoyed it. I enjoy it quite a bit. I can't, unfortunately, play it right now because my shoulder's jacked up, but I do enjoy it.
Question. Why do I have 2 Kirby reviews in my inbox?
Oh, because I forgot he already sent it to you. I forgot he copies you. I was just adding an extra one.
I was like, uh-oh, did you guys both write a review for Kirby?
No, I forgot he copies you. My bad.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. No, that's it, though. Yeah. Oh, how could I forget? My wife. My wife bought me.
If unfortunately we're not all in the same room, so somebody can't fucking destroy us with one fucking well-placed bomb. Ugh. You should all feel ashamed, and I feel bad for hearing it before everybody else. Ugh.
You'll never get this.
My wife bought me Ring Fit Adventure, and
I enjoy Ring Fit Adventure.
That will kick your fucking ass.
Yes, it will.
Holy crap!
And it's fun too.
It is. It's really fun. That I was like, oh yeah, I can. They got poses and you can do some stretching and stuff like that. No, you have to fucking run in place.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh my god,
squeeze the ring and do sit-ups and.
Oh yeah. The leg, you have to sit on the ground and bring your leg up to your chest.
Yep.
I was like, okay, I'm dying right now. I was like, Diamond Dallas Page would be very proud of me.
What if they put DDP Yoga on the Wii and use the Ring Fit?
Dude.
That'd be awesome.
I'd be there day one. He'd be like, okay, reach out, grab the ball. Okay. Inhale into touchdown.
Inhale into touchdown.
That's right. He's all about that breathing. His yoga's legit, man.
You got to feel the bang.
It's like, and he does like the whole wrestling stuff. He's constantly like, he was like, you're probably mad at me right now. That's okay. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing.
You know they do yoga in school now?
Really?
Yeah, like my son.
Not know that.
He's homeschooled, so he has like gym time that he has to do, and there's like yoga lessons they have to do.
Dude, yoga is like hardcore. Like that stuff is like really good for like not only balance, but like it works out your core to no end.
My son usually eats ice
Leg
cream while he's supposed to be doing
your
yoga.
Arm core.
What about armored core?
Hardcore.
Can we do
Your
armored
Marine core, actually.
For answer.
We talked about that game
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. But yeah, so I've been playing Ring Fit Adventure. That's a fun time, and it'll definitely give you a workout. And the crazy thing is, I did not realize this. There is a heart rate monitor on the Wii controllers.
So it can pick up your heart rate.
Not the Wii.
It's a trick that the Joy-Con uses. So because it's got an infrared light in it,
yeah,
it can kind of see through the skin, and it's using what it gets back as a heart rate monitor. Now there are some that do that. There's other ways to check that, but that's how they've used the technology they built in for a completely different purpose. Kind of like there's that one shitty app that turns it into a night vision camera.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't work very well, but you can use it because of what it does.
So the thing is, though, is that I wear a heart rate monitor for DDP yoga. I actually tested it. It's accurate. It's completely accurate because the heart rate monitor that I have on my phone with the actual thing around my chest and checking it with my thumb over the infrared sensor, both were accurate, completely accurate.
I didn't expect it to be like spot on, so that's good to hear.
No, it's legit. Like
I think there would be some legality issues if it wasn't accurate and it was telling you something.
No, I mean I figured it was accurate, but like I didn't know how far they could read. Like I didn't know how much of a specific number they could give you is what I'm saying.
Huh.
It can be slightly spotty. You have to just barely touch it. You can't push down on it. You can't, you have to have your whole thumb over it, but just barely touching it. But it's good. Like that is a legit system. And if anybody out there is like, you got a Switch and you want to, trying to lose a little bit of weight or just get your heart rate up a little bit, that will do it. It will bust your butt. So I'm actually really enjoying that. And they added some stuff to it. Now they have like Nintendo music that you can work out to and stuff like that. And it's crazy. It's actually really fun. And it has a great, it can send you reminders, like, hey, you got to do your workout today, that kind of thing.
Hey, fat ass, get on the Switch.
Yeah, get off your ass, put down the chips, and grab the fucking ring.
Grab the ring, bitch. Miyamoto pops up on the screen. Bitch.
Still has to be nicer than Wii Fit. Oh! When you step on the fucking board. Oh, shut the fuck up.
Jesus Christ, you whale!
Yeah, it fucking Nintendo was really mean for a while there. Brain Age and fucking Wii Fit just being mean.
You're just a fat dumbass.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, your Brain Age is 97. You fucking piece of shit. Now get on the board so we can call you fat. Oh, yeah, I bet you worked out, and then it's like the next day they're like, oh, you didn't lose as much weight as you should have. Like, oh.
Did you have some extra chips last night, you fat fuck?
Yep.
I don't know if anybody remembers that. Literally, it would go, oh! The fucking board would make noise.
That's awesome,
yeah, as if you were heavy and hurting it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Glad they got rid of that.
Yeah, no, this is actually fun, and it's also, it's motivational, or it tries to be, So it's legit though. Ring Fit Adventure will work you out, man.
It
really
will.
will. It's really good. That's it though. I think.
All right. I'll ask Anthony what balance board he's been stepping on.
None. I haven't played shit this week. I played like a little bit of Kirby, and that's it.
Catterby.
Yeah. Hey, everybody! Kirby game's pretty good. I don't think you're gonna be surprised by any Kirby. Like, if you played one Kirby game and you're like, wasn't feeling this, like, I don't think any of the other ones are gonna win you over. But here we are.
Hey, you never know. So I might have a.
I am gonna be looking into getting Ryan. What's the other one for Switch?
Star Allies?
Star Allies. Because I found out that there's like a mode where you can just play as the allies, and I was like, oh shit, I want that.
Yeah, just don't play that free-to-play one. That one's...
That's the Battler one?
Yeah,
I can't remember what it's called. There's Kirby Fighters 2 or something like that.
That thing is... Oof. Not a very good video game.
Yeah, but like, that's what happens when you take a mode out of another video game, and they're like, let's do something with this, and it's like, no, don't. Wait, no, is it Battlers?
Oh,
no, it's not
called.
Battlers. Sorry, Battlers is the one where it's like, I don't know. There was like a couple of that where they kept trying to like, let's take this mode out of like Kirby Triple Deluxe and sell it as a game. Like, no, like it's a good diversion from the normal Kirby stuff.
Fighters. It's called Kirby Fighters 2.
Yeah, Kirby Fighters 2, and then there's a Kirby Fighters 1 as well.
That's the one that's give me a second. I think that's the one that's the Smash Brothers clone. Yeah, that's the Smash Brothers clone where everybody's just Kirby. There's another one that's
Kirby. Oh, Kirby Clash. Super Kirby
Clash. That's the one where it's like a mix RPG with that type of battles. That's the better one. But yeah, I don't know. Just Kirby spin-offs are hit and miss.
Kirby.
But the main series is pretty,
Dream
standard.
Course is the best Kirby game.
I wouldn't go that far.
With you.
That's
okay. Good.
I say, listen, if you want the best Kirby game, you get a DS, or something that can play DS games, and you get Kirby Superstar Ultra.
Yep, that's a good one.
That's like the best fucking collection, because they're all bite-sized, so you can finish most of the stuff in one go, but then there's just a ton of content in there. The Ally Arena, where you get to pick what enemy you're going to play as, and then you have to go through the whole arena as that enemy. Oh, it's great. But yeah, I didn't play shit this week, so...
Okay.
Yeah, so just say, like, hey, everybody, next Saturday, May 7th, free comic book day. Find your local comic book shop and go get some free comics.
You only get one.
You only get one of each. You don't go and take, like, fucking...
I just want the whole store. Just give me the store.
There's a Bloodborne comic. There's a Sonic comic. The
Bloodborne comic hard to read?
Bloodborne comic is drawn extremely well. This isn't the first time there's been a Bloodborne comic, but this is like a new set that's going to be like 4 issues long, and you get a free taster, a free comic book day, and fucking artwork is amazing. I can't remember what else there was that's video game related. There's a Street Fighter one that's free. That takes place that's based off of, I don't know, Street Fighter guys. You're going to have to help me here. The green guy.
Blanca.
You
mean Charlie?
Carlos.
Oh, God. Yeah, no. Not that version. But yeah, there's a Street Fighter one as well. I think that's it for video game related stuff, but yeah, free comic book day, Saturday. Go support your local comic book shop, grab some free comics.
Alright.
That's it for me.
Well, I'll move on to the Wombat.
Yeah, so I haven't really played much, honestly. I've had a lot going on, so I haven't really had an opportunity to play too much. I played some more Horizon Forbidden West. I'm like I don't know, 55 hours into that game at this point, and am, well, let's see, I can tell you exactly how many hours into that game I am. I am 55, look at that, 55.58, so almost 56 hours in, and I am 59% of the way complete. So I'm still digging that game, just taking it slow and enjoying the side quests and everything. So, and then, so I finished, Dragon Warrior 3, and so as I was trying to find something, else to play portably, I decided I would go ahead and boot up, Radiant Historia, which I bought on sale but had not played. So I started playing that, and I'm enjoying it so far, but I haven't played very much. So I do like the battle system in that game. It's pretty neat. So, yeah, that's really it. Unfortunately, I have games that I own but have not played, like Chorus and stuff, that eventually I'll go back to. But finishing Horizon's the priority right now.
All right. I guess I'll finish out. So I forgot to talk about it last week, but I've been taking a look at some new headsets. And Drew, I'm so sad you're not close to me. I don't know what I'm gonna do with these when I'm done. I was thinking, like, I could just hand these to Drew because he probably needs a new headset.
What's the headset you're gonna get?
So I have two Turtle Beach headsets. I have the new Gen 2 600 and 700 wireless headsets.
Xbox or PlayStation?
Xbox, and then there's a toggle that like switches it to USB so they can work with anything.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Maybe you reach out to me after this podcast.
So yeah, I've been testing those. The 600 and 700, I've been going back and forth with those. I'm also checking out the Lucid Sound LS35X, which is an Xbox exclusive headset that has the direct pairing, so you don't need like a dongle or anything. And I think that's now my favorite headset for Xbox. Like it's lightweight enough that it doesn't give me a headache. It's got the cooling ear cones on it, so it like keeps your ears cool, and the sound on it is just fantastic. So I think that's my new favorite one. The 600 and the 700 are good, but the 700 Gen 2 is fairly similar to the 700 first gen. Like the only big difference is the extra battery life. I think the battery now lasts 40 hours. If you ever needed to have a 40-hour gaming session, I guess. But no, I've been messing around with those, just kind of going. It's interesting to be able to do 3 different headsets at the same time and hear the difference between them. I really like that. The Turtle Beaches also have like the ability to do things on the app, so you can set up like different sound profiles, turn on microphone monitoring, change what the wheel on the back of the headset does, things like that. So, but no, I've been playing around with some headsets. I also dug out my Xbox 360 and was going through delisted video games because I wanted to download a bunch of shit you can't buy anymore. So I managed to grab X-Men, the arcade game. I played a little bit of that. And then I also grabbed, I forgot that they released the 1989 Turtles arcade game, the original, on Xbox Live Arcade. So I downloaded that. I also downloaded Reshelled, which is still bad. It's still a bad video game.
It's so bad.
I can't believe how... Like, I downloaded it thinking, we probably gave it too much grief back then. No, we did not. That thing is... I forgot it was Ubisoft, too, which was weird. Ubisoft had the Ninja Turtle license for a while, which was very weird.
It was only like 3 years.
Yeah, they did that, and they did that Xbox Live Arcade original game. What was it called? Like Out of the Shadows or some shit?
Out of the Shadows, which was...
Oh, that was really bad. So yeah, I was just grabbing a bunch of old. I grabbed like Yayar Kung Fu and just a bunch of old arcade games that you can't buy anymore, and they're not backwards compatible. And I forgot that the X-Men. Oh, it's so good. The X-Men arcade game has the switch, so you can switch between 4-player and 6-player cabinets. Oh,
That's cool.
it's so good. It's so
It's not
good.
backwards compatible.
Dude, you can't even buy that anymore. The X-Men arcade game was delisted alongside. I thought I bought the Simpsons arcade game, but I could not find it in my download list. So I must not have bought it on Xbox, which is crazy. Also, finding games that are delisted on the Xbox 360 might be the most tedious process on the planet.
I just want to say something quickly. I think Drew said Ubisoft had it for 3 years, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Thought so.
Yeah, no, you're fucking right. That's like weird shit for you to just randomly fucking know off the top of your head.
Because I reviewed every one of those games.
He did.
And I remember them.
That was the dark time for the Ninja Turtle games.
Then Nickelodeon took it over.
They've
They
Ubisoft also
had it.
do
That in
the-
2007, they didn't release anything in 2008, and then they released it in the last games that they released were in 2009.
Yeah.
Who did the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 TMNT game, the one based on the animated movie?
That was them.
That was
That was Ubisoft.
So they
Ubisoft.
did 3 games. They did Reshelled, they did Out of
Out of
Shadows,
Shadows.
and then
Yeah,
TMNT.
so they did TMNT for the Game Boy Advance, which is, if I'm correct, that's the team that did later went on to do Scott Pilgrim, and then there was the TMNT game for consoles.
Yep.
Then there was
Slice and Dice, Slice and Dice, Slice and Dice.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Smash Up, which is their Smash clone.
Which was bad.
Turtles in Time Reshelled,
Awful.
and then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Arcade Attack,
So who did
which
Out of
was
the
a
Shadows?
DS game. That was Activision.
Activision did Out of the Shadows? I swore it was Ubisoft.
No, it's Activision did that. They did
Ninja
the
Turtles
Teenage
been
Mutant-
shit on for too long, man.
They did the
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game based off of the animated series, the 3D animated series.
That one's okay.
It was okay. It could have been a lot better, though.
Yes.
They did one for the Xbox 360 Kinect
Oh, yeah.
training layer.
Never played that one.
Then they did the game based off of the movie,
I don't know if I
the
remember
Michael
that.
Bay movie.
Michael
It
Bay
was
movie.
a 3DS only.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Then they did Danger of the Ooze, which is based off the animated series. Oh my god, they put them in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5, apparently.
Yeah, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 had a bunch of guest characters, but nobody gave a shit because that game was terrible.
Yep, that's fair.
And then you get to the Platinum game, right?
That Mutants in Manhattan.
Oh, that game.
Man.
That game is more offensive because you can see how it would be good, and it's just not.
They turned it into it was like a halfway Muso game, halfway like, all the bosses were like bullet sponges. It was just like, holy
That was their
crap.
A lot of people gave their Transformers game way too much leeway.
I like the Transformers game.
Visually, that's one of their best looking games. But like, boy, you play that in short bursts because
Yeah, that's how I played
go
it.
through that
What
fucking
works
city.
about that is because the Transformers use guns. The Ninja Turtles, you have to hit them with melee attacks.
Well, the
Hitting
Transformers.
something with melee attacks and it takes forever to kill something is not fun.
The Transformers game's problem was the loot and crafting system that was unnecessary. Like, I didn't need that part. The Turtles game, you're right. That game was built to be just grinded over and over and over and over again, and it wasn't fun enough to do that.
What I'm saying though is like all their licensed stuff had the same issues. Like, oh, you didn't have to do this at all. In fact, you shouldn't have.
I wonder if it was a
Should-
mandate from Activision to like.
I don't know, man. I'm not gonna say that it's Activision's fault when
Well, Platinum's
Platinum
record is not great.
is not great. So yeah,
Yeah.
because
Notice-
everybody blamed Square Enix for fucking Babylon's Fall, and it's like, no, that was their decision.
I think Platinum. You notice he was begging to be bought a couple weeks ago, and nobody stepped up. Just throwing that out there.
It also sounds like they're a nightmare to work with. So
I mean, I would love to read the behind-the-scenes story of what happened with Scalebound,
That one,
because I bet you that is mostly on Platinum.
it had to have been, because that game was damn near finished.
Yep.
yeah, apparently part of it was that, and they've admitted this, that their team wasn't ready to do a multiplayer game.
Didn't they also admit that they stole some of the money to work on other shit that Microsoft gave them?
I wouldn't be surprised. That's some Randy Pitchford Gearbox magic there.
Yeah.
Oh, you gave me money to do this Aliens game, eh? Well, look at Borderlands 2.
Yep. Also, just to throw it out there, the CGI animated Ninja Turtles show, actually legit. It's pretty good.
Which one is that?
That's
That was
the
what
one,
Nickelodeon did.
Okay.
the first
Yeah.
Nickelodeon cartoon. The second one is, I've not heard anything.
I haven't
about
watched it.
I am
Other
fucking
than-
dying for Mike Micah and his team over there to tell me when the fuck that Ninja Turtles collection's coming out, because I fucking need that thing.
When is the other one? The Shredder's Revenge or Shredder's?
I don't know that one either.
That's the team, though, that did the TMNT game for Game Boy Advance.
Okay.
That's way forward, right?
No,
Yeah. No, it's Oh God.
the
who
team
is
that
it?
did Scott Pilgrim. I can't remember what
The
they're
Shredder's
called.
Revenge looks fucking rad as fuck, and the Ninja Turtles collection looks rad as fuck, and I need them both now.
Don't forget
Tribute Games.
Way
Tribute
Forward already
Games.
did one.
Oh, that's right.
It was a Metroidvania game.
I forgot about that one.
So yeah, they're the Tribute Games is the team from Ubisoft that was from Montreal. So that's the team that did the TMNT game. They went on to do Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Yeah, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World and TMNT were games that they had done.
I'm gonna get
beforehand,
flamed for
yeah.
this, and I know it before I say it, but I hope to shit Shredder's Revenge is a different style than Scott Pilgrim, because goddamn those levels were so long, they got so boring.
Well,
The
problem,
levels were too long.
the problem with the Scott Pilgrim game is it's built like River City Rampage, but not connected like River City Rampage. It's not an open world, right?
No.
You go through a map, so it's levels that go into a map. So the levels feel way too long instead of being able to be like branched off and feel like more like a city.
Streets
kinda
of
like
Rage
how,
4 had the perfect length for levels, but
Yeah.
Scott Pilgrim's levels were way too far long.
I'm pretty sure I gave that game a 10 for a reason.
Fucking right.
The-
I did not give River City Girls a 10.
What was the other beat 'em up that I liked, but I was like, these levels are too long. The Double Dragon Neon.
Yeah, I love Double Dragon Neon, but you're right, those levels are way too long.
Way forward joint.
Yep.
Yeah, so, yeah, just going back to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon stuff. The first series is obviously a classic. The 2000s era of TMNT was amazing. In fact, there's an episode or special or something, where they go back and meet the
Yes.
80s, early 90s version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, as well as the comic originals.
Yes. And the comic originals are like, yeah, we're going to murder Shredder. They're like, what? We're not going to
Yeah.
murder him.
Yeah.
It's going to beat him up.
That series has some really good games attached to it too.
With PS2 games.
I'm talking about the Game Boy Advance games as well. Like, they were so good. Like, this is Konami, at their, I guess, like, final part before they dropped their quality immensely. And then, then there was the Nickelodeon run, which was the CG stuff, which is the model that they have in all those Nickelodeon games.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make any sense because they have another series currently that's all 2D, where they gave all the turtles different weapons, and it doesn't make any fucking sense. But yeah.
Yeah,
I like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You should watch those shows. I don't know about the new one, but you should definitely watch the older series.
Yeah.
It's not a lie at all that Ninja Turtle collection was the hypest fucking announcement for me this year.
Yeah, it's up there. They got some really good quality games in there.
They even brought the fighting games in, which I secretly love those games.
Dude, Tournament Fighters is a legit good fighting game.
And it's different on the two versions, and they got both of them in there.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's like, there's some good stuff in there. I'm excited for that one. I'm excited for Shredder's Revenge, and I'm hoping that's the curse reversing friggin' game.
Yeah, hopefully after these two come out and we get the resurgence, maybe we get a true big budget good Ninja Turtles game.
I'm still holding out, but it's not going to happen.
I also want to just say,
can we not say how great that would be, though?
I know, but it's not happening.
I just want to say too, that's another one that you can get a free comic book day. That series is almost 300 issues in the IDW Turtles comic.
God, it's so fucking good too.
They just finished Last Ronin, which was a futuristic spin-off. Kevin Eastman still works on the comic because he owns the comic rights still. And they're extremely good comics.
Didn't they add a new turtle to that?
Yeah, Jenica.
Yeah, that's right.
Female turtle.
I'm not going to spoil anything, but one of them actually dies.
The Last Ronin, there's only one of them left.
Really?
Well, yeah, that's the idea, right? The last Ronin. They're the last.
I'm going to go out. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's Leonardo.
We're not going to talk about this in case somebody cares.
I'm not going to spoil it.
I don't know. I haven't read it. No, but I'll
tell you after.
I was reading it whenever one of them died, and I was like, oh shit, they actually did that.
Yeah, but how long will they stay dead?
And
well, they didn't stay dead long. They did something to him.
They did. There's some. If you want to get into those too, they released a bunch of best ofs. So it's like hold on. It's a $6 comic, but it's a pretty thick book, and they have the best of Shredder, the best of Splinter, the best of Raphael, and they do this really good job of keeping everybody up to date on everything.
Yeah. If you want to get into Ninja Turtles and that comic is legit really good and it's very mature, you can't beat that series. It is so good.
It's a teen-rated comic, so your kids can read it, but a lot of the stuff is probably not going to be the Turtles they want.
Yeah.
My kid doesn't even care about the Turtles.
That was my jam. That was my wheelhouse right there.
I tried.
When I was a kid.
Yeah, I tried. I showed him the movies and cartoons and stuff. He's just nah. No Ninja Turtles for him.
Just too lame for him.
I don't know what it is, man. He don't like Star Wars either, to be fair.
Well, me and him agree on something.
Yeah. He does like the comic book stuff, though. So. Alright. I didn't play any, big games, I don't think. I downloaded 7 Days to Die because I was always curious what it was, and now it's on Game Pass.
What is that game?
That's a survival tree puncher game.
Okay.
With zombies.
Yep. Can you play with other players?
Yes, that's kind of the point. Also, I don't know how people still play that game because that game looks and runs like shit.
Great.
Yeah.
Most of those games do, though.
Yeah, this one, it's real bad.
I mean, Friday the 13th played like garbage.
This makes Friday the 13th look like high budget.
Oh, man.
It's bad. I booted it up and walked a couple feet. I was like, oh, this is bad.
What's that? What's the other one? Dead to Daylight?
Dead by Daylight? Yeah, that game's janky as shit. Dude.
I can't... How in the world do people play that game?
My son and his friends just got into Dead by Daylight, and they are playing the crap out of it.
I don't know how they can play that. It's it plays like crap.
I don't know, some of the worst playing games or some of the biggest games on the planet. I don't know.
I guess. Look at Roblox.
Gotta go fast. Literally a fucking Sonic tie-in. It's legit. Roblox. That makes me... Do you know how much part of me was maybe I should play that? And I just I can't do this to myself.
Dude, I played the Project Spark Conquer. So Don't come at me, bro.
Project Spark Conquer is not feeding into a system that fucking abuses the work efforts of children.
No, it's just in a system that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, that is true, but like, yeah, part of me is like, play Roblox. Part of me is like, I have to make it a Roblox account, and I'm not doing that.
The other game that dropped the same day as 7 Days to Die that I checked out on Game Pass was Research and Destroy.
Saw that, didn't know what it was, and didn't bother.
It is a action turn-based horde game.
How is it action and turn-based at the same time?
So when it's your turn to play, you can move and shoot freely. Like you can pull the left trigger
Valkyria
to...
Chronicles.
Yeah, so like you can pull the left trigger to aim, fire your bullets, but every action you do runs down a timer, that kind of deal.
That's very much like Valkyria.
That is literally Valkyria Chronicles.
Yeah, that's exactly what kind of game it is. It's not bad. I like the art style. It's kind of cartoony and goofy looking. It's got a narrator that, makes jokes. It's not bad. It reminds me of like a sci-fi Scooby-Doo. Because like the whole goal is to kill everything on the map and then get into your rad van and drive away to the next.
Okay.
Yeah.
I may actually give that a shot. That sounds interesting.
It's not bad. I thought it was neat.
You remember the other game that tried to do the Valkyria Chronicles thing? It was on 3DS.
It was on what?
3DS.
I know what it is.
And you had Abraham Lincoln in your team.
I don't know what this is.
Codename Steam.
Codename Steam.
Shit, I bought a copy of that for my son and he hated it.
I bought a copy because it was $10 and I was like, that dude, it's a brand new copy for $10. The absurdity of this.
It's okay. It doesn't work as well as Valkyria Chronicles. Yeah. It was like you were a ragtag team of G.I. Joes, and you were led by Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, historical figure G.I. Joes.
Yeah.
I really liked Valkyria Chronicles 4, but that game hits a difficulty spike.
That's when I turned it on.
And it's fucking so hard.
All those games are hard.
That's when I turned it on.
In Japan, Codename Steam has a subtitle Lincoln versus Aliens.
Yeah, that's what it was. You were fighting aliens.
I mean, why not?
That game was wild. It was okay. It was okay. I reviewed that game.
Oh, man, I don't have the amiibo figures, but you can play as Marth, Ike, Robin, and Lucina from the Fire Emblem series by scanning them in.
I just don't care.
Alright,
indie games.
Marth with a gun.
I played some indie games this week. I did download Bug Snacks on the Xbox. I haven't played it yet. I didn't play much of it on the place. Game? It's a first-person kind of Pokemon game.
Yeah, it's
weird.
I don't even know how you would describe it. It's very weird.
Is it more Viva Pinata?
I don't.
It's got a little bit. No, not really. I guess you could say it's a little bit of that in terms of art style, but
also when you eat the Bug Snacks, your body changes.
Yeah.
So you actually do stuff? You're not just capturing monsters?
No, you
Body Horror, the video game.
Yeah, there's like different little things that you do. I don't even know how to describe it, Drew. It's
just
really
download it and play it, and then you'll know if you want to play it.
Yeah, it's not really like anything else, which I guess could be a positive in its favor, but
it's on Game Pass, so fuck it, why not? It's got an awesome intro song. I'll give you that. It's worth it for that.
Bug Snacks by, oh my god. The artist. I'm drawing a blank right now.
I don't know who it is.
It's not important.
Alright, I'll rattle through the rest of these pretty quick. Galactic Wars EX is a horizontal shooter. Normally I'm okay with these, but the button, or the bullet timing in this game, and the way, like, if you make a horizontal shooter, I don't know if it's just me, but let me hold the button to shoot.
Instead of tapping it?
No tapping it. Because, especially in this game, because the timing is so weird with the shooting, that like the taps, like even if you tap it super fast, the bullets don't come out that fast. They come out at their own cadence.
Yeah, I'd say the only game that's maybe an exception to that is like the Guardian Legend, where that's done purposefully because there's a rapid fire power up that you have to get in order to be able to hold the button down.
That's fair.
But Yeah, I agree with you generally.
I don't know. If you're going to have a specific cadence to your shots, just let me hold the button. Super Mambo Quest is actually not a bad little side-scrolling platformer. Kind of the hook on it is that, like, if you jump on the head of 3 enemies within a time succession, it'll pop this thing called the Mambo Combo. It gives you, like, bonus jewels. It's actually not a bad little game. You know, normal double jump, wall jump, dash, kind of jumping on the heads of enemies, side-scrolling platformer. It's not bad. I enjoyed it. Raven's Hike is, what was that weird, the hookshot game? It was called,
You're going to have to be more specific. First person?
No, it was a 2D pixel art game. Use the hook shot.
Flint Hook?
Flint Hook. So think of that, but you can only shoot up, down, left, and right. And the idea is to get, like, it's all about timing your shot to clear puzzles. Think, what's the other game I'm trying to think of? The one with the strawberries.
You know what
I'm talking about. Celeste. So think Celeste, but you can only shoot up, down, left, and right with the thing, and then you just have to kind of grapple your way through the puzzle. That kind of thing. It's real generic. It's not as good as Flint Hook or Celeste, so don't take it that way. That's just the best way I can describe kind of the mechanics of it. Micro Pico Racers is a top-down, 2D pixel art racing game. It's not great. Rico London is a first-person permadeath, like run-based action game, and the controls were a little too floaty for my taste. The art style reminds me of 13, which that art style was cool, but man, when you think of 13, you think of missed opportunities. So, Randy and Dandy DX.
I think of bad. Think of bad remakes is what I think of. When
I think of bad original games. Truthfully, I didn't think that original game was that great.
Dude, that remake is so bad. Though.
Oh no, the remake is worse than the original. But
yeah, why don't we break this game and remove any character it once had? Oh, yeah. Cool. Thanks for misunderstanding what anybody wanted from this.
So you DM'd me about Randy and Dandy DX, and I don't know what the fuck this game is.
Isn't it like an action-adventure game thing?
I thought that's what it was, but at the beginning you get to pick. You want to play Randy, you want to play Dandy.
Yeah, because it's a multiplayer game, too.
And you can just walk around this overworld, and you have a shovel that you can dig, and I don't know what the fuck you're digging for.
Alright.
You can pick up carrots and throw them at the enemies, and it's a screen-based game, so like you do your thing on the one screen, go to the next screen. I just couldn't figure out like what the hook of it was. Like, that's all I did.
There are a couple. Let me just quickly. Dandy and Randy are a couple archaeologists who are in a huge pickle. They owe a ton of money to their bank, and unless they can figure out a way to pay it back, they're done for. Luckily, they have just received the information about a mysterious fabled precious stone showing up in a faraway island. Can they find it, pay back their debts, and become rich in the process? It's up to you to find out.
Yeah, I think do you just dig and then throw carrots at people? Well, fuck, I don't know.
Travel across the land, both single-player and multiplayer co-op, fight a diverse cast of enemies, discover tons of treasures, hidden or not, solve puzzles and feel smart about it, unlockable characters, a shop system with encouraging help, Steam achievements.
Okay. I mean, it's not an offensive game, I just didn't think it was all that interesting.
I thought, like, in terms of, like, hey, visually, this Ratalaika joint looks great. Like, oh my god, it doesn't look like they've just found somebody cheap. And like, looking at the gameplay of it, not sure what the goal was, but I was like, hey, it kind of looks like Zelda, and not bad.
That's kind of how I feel about the game. Alright, the last two games, then I'm going to have to take a restroom break real quick. But House of the Dead Remake. That's really fucking good, but if you ain't got a gun...
Do you have a gun?
No. I don't even know that it supports a gun on Xbox, so...
I also have a machine gun.
Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, ho, ho.
Oh, man, I gotta say, though, like, visually, Like, they really cleaned it up nicely. It runs great. I forgot how goofy that game is, and it's awesome. Man, if you have a light gun, though, it's going to be so much better. If you don't have a light gun, it's kind of a pain in the ass. Not going to lie. Because
Is
if
it
you're
on Switch?
Yeah, it's on Switch. It came out on Switch first. It had a 3-week exclusive. Go figure that out.
With the, I don't think the Joy-Cons would work, would they?
I don't think it has motion control on the Switch.
Give me a second.
I don't know if it does or not.
Well, I'll fucking...
I know on the
now,
PC,
Captain Google.
the PC version supports the PC light gun that you can buy, I think.
You also have a mouse, which also works much better.
Sure, a mouse works a lot better. But if you remember House of the Dead, it was very much like, here's this thing happening, you need to react fast
Right.
to save the people, and moving a cursor across the screen is not reacting fast.
So you have gyro and gyro and analog controls. You can also combine the controls. Wow, okay.
There is a light gun.
Here's what it says. You may use both analog buttons and gyro aiming. Combined controls are also available. Gyro works for a pair of Joy-Cons plus grip as well as a single Joy-Con. Pro Controller works too. If you only own a Nintendo Switch Lite, you will be able to use the standard controls without gyro. There's multiple controls options.
Well, so there you go. You can use your motion on the Switch. I know the Xbox One has a gun. There was like a couple games released for it a few years ago. But I don't know that it works. I have one. I have no fucking clue what I did with it. It's in a box somewhere. I should probably hook it up and see if it works. Because I would totally play this game if there was a gun available. And the last game I played was the console version of Stanley Parable.
I meant to play the PC version of Stanley Parable Deluxe and just didn't get to it.
So I'd never played this game. I didn't know.
Oh my god!
I didn't know anything about it going in.
I played the mod, I played the official game, and then it's like, here's a new version of it. I've even played the spin-off, sort of, called, Dr. Landeskog. Give me a second, I'll read the whole name, because I'm never gonna fucking remember the whole thing, which is free. It's a very similar sort of game.
It's helpful.
Dr. Langeskov, the Tiger, and the Terribly Cursed Emerald, a Whirlwind Heist. And
Okay.
you should play that as well, because it's free on Steam, and it's funny and well done, and very much like the Stanley Parable. It will give you kind of an idea, if you've never played the Stanley Parable, what to expect. And then there's also always the free Half-Life 2 mod, if it still works, I don't know.
So, if you've never played this game, I will tell you that I beat it in 10 minutes. But
You can beat it multiple ways.
yes, I actually did one of the side ones, which was dark as fuck.
There's some pretty fucked up stuff in...
Yeah, I think I need to go back and because you can like the achievements for this game might be the most unique thing I've ever seen in my life.
One of them for the original is don't play the game for 5 years.
The one on the
That's 10 years.
This one's 10 years. What kills me about the achievement though is it's like you know how there's a percentage on the Xbox tells you how many people have it. According to Xbox, 2.5% of people who have played the game have that achievement. I'm like, well, wait a minute.
They set their
But
time.
you can't. It's set by the system, remember? If you're connected
if
to
you
the
Disconnect
internet.
from the internet.
What if you disconnect from the internet?
You disconnect from the internet, you set your time, you get the achievement, you set it back. It's like, oh, you have the achievement.
Yep.
That's not an achievement.
No, you're right, but that's what people did on the PC as well.
Hey, you know what? I still plan on booting up Lawnmower Simulator on July 4th.
Oh, jeez.
Because there's an
You
achievement for
planned on doing it anyways.
That's true.
There's also an achievement in the Stanley Parable, I think, for like playing it for the entirety of a Thursday.
Yeah, okay, so that's one called oh god. Here's some of the achievements for the original. One is just 8888888. I don't remember how I got that one. There's 400 click on door 430 5 times. So you have to find door 430 and click on it 5 times.
Yeah, that's in this
There's
one.
an achievement for pressing a button. There's an achievement that says quit the game and start it again. There's an achievement for trying to jump and finding out you can't. Then there's an achievement for beating the game. And these are the ones I don't have. Commitment. Play the Stanley Parable for the entire duration of a Tuesday. Speedrun. Complete the Stanley Parable in under 4 minutes and 22 seconds, not including load times. Don't go outside. Don't play the Stanley Parable for 5 years. And unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. Yeah.
Alright, so check this out. On the Xbox, there's one called Test Achievement. Please ignore. Test Achievement description. Replace this.
That's the type of humor this has.
Yeah, a lot of the ones you mentioned are on Xbox as well. Set all setting sliders in the menu to all of the available numbers.
It's
Yeah, I think I might go back and play again.
There's an ending in the first game that at this point I think has been talked about to death. Where they're like, "Oh, you want to be more of a game? Fine, here it is," and it's like a picture of a baby, and the baby keeps moving towards a fire, and you have to press the button to stop it from going towards the fire. However, to stop you from just and by the way, this takes hours to finish. Hours. You have to just keep pressing this button when the baby gets close. But in order to stop you from just putting on like an auto clicker, midway through or partially the way through, they introduce like a dog that's also moving towards a fire. So you have to press that button as well. So you have to balance pressing these fucking buttons to get this fucking ending.
Yeah, this game is weird. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, you need to start. I know you don't play PC stuff, but you just need to go through Dr. Langeskov one time.
Well, I need to play some more of this, because like I said, I literally just followed all directions and made it to the end, and it took me like 10 minutes. So, I deviated a few times, because that's what video games are. Like, the first time he told me to take the left door, I took the right door.
Stanley took the left door. I said Stanley took the left door. Alright, we can try this one more time. Stanley took the left door. Fine. You want it your way? Fine. We'll do it your way.
Yeah, it's an interesting game that I'm going to check some more of.
Now, because I haven't played this version, have you seen some of the weird shit?
I don't understand what you mean by some of the weird shit. I mean, the thing at the end, if you just go straight through, is pretty fucking weird.
Okay, so in the original, you're in an office, and like the office changes kind of layout, but generally it's the same. And bunch of doors you can't open, and then sometimes you'll see another person.
No, I've not seen any people yet.
Dude,
other than the one ending.
That shit starts happening, and like small things start getting changed on you. That's when the shit fucking really goes bonkers.
Well, I didn't delete it after I played it, so I will probably play some more of it.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, so now that we're done talking about games, we're going to talk about what games are coming out. So you know what we'll be playing next week, maybe. Possibly. Probably not.
Not me.
Yeah, not Ryan. We're talking about games that Ryan will be playing in 2024, so let's go. Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, we've got Loot River, Picto Quest, Trek to Yomi, which actually I have been playing. I'm just not allowed to tell you about it until Thursday. Among Us, Ejected Edition, and Elemental War 2. PlayStation 5, we're getting an update to Sifu with the Vengeance Edition, and everything else is pretty much the same. PlayStation 4, Xbox One, we have Sifu as well, Wildcat Gun Machine, Rift Tracks, the game. Bet you didn't know that was coming out.
I definitely did not know
the
that was
hell is
coming out.
it?
So it's like a party game, like you can like type it on your phone. What was that other game? Like it's in the Jack.
You don't know
Jack.
Well, there's also one where you can like make up your own
Yeah.
titles.
Give me a second. It might be by the same people.
It's in the Jackbox Party
What, the
Pack.
dub? No.
I don't know, but basically you can like put lines together for them to say over the movies.
Gotcha.
I'm pretty sure though. Use your words is one.
Yeah,
Very similar.
There's a lot of these types of games, but these actually.
But this is apparently what the dub is the basis for this Rift Tracks game.
Mm-hmm. And it's actually them doing the voiceover too, and it's movies that they've done riffs on. So, Xbox One, we've also got Evasion from Hell, Best Month Ever, and X-Force Genesis. All right.
Genesis.
Genesis.
Genesis, is that the plural?
I guess. I don't know.
Wow.
Several genocide.
Am I looking at the right thing? Because the Nintendo Switch has like 4 games. They changed the layout of this like release calendar, and now.
Oh, shame we won't get all the booby games. Keep reading, Ken.
It's all the same shit. There's nothing. Football Drama and Citizen
God.
Sleeper are the only 2 games outside of what I've already said. Weird. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. Maybe that list is getting broke down. Anyway, news time. I got a lot of shit here, so let's start kicking through this. So I saw the announcement that Modern Warfare 2 was announced. I tried to find this, but is this the remaster of Modern Warfare 2, or is this the Modern Warfare 2?
This is Modern Warfare 2.
So like a new game.
Yes.
So the 4th
It's a
game in the
sequel
Modern
to-
Warfare series is Modern
Don't
Warfare 2.
fucking... No, the 5th game.
But there was 2 Modern Warfares before the new Modern Warfares.
There was 3, Ken.
That's what I'm saying. So this is the 5th game.
Oh my god, Ken! There was 3 over the original Modern Warfare series, and then there was Modern Warfare.
And then
That's
now
4.
And now there's Modern Warfare 2, so this is the 5th game.
You said 4th!
Whatever. This is the 5th game in the Modern
You're
Warfare
trying to
series
correct me
called
on it.
Modern Warfare 2.
It's terrible. It's terrible. And then you know what I didn't need? A sequel to it. It was a fine game.
I don't... Weird. I'm confused. More
Trying to
Activision.
gaslight me into counting wrong.
Just go with it. Activision's board has approved the Microsoft acquisition, which means nothing. It still has to make it through the FTC, but the board members are like, yeah, go ahead and buy us. We're good. I don't know if you saw the tweet, but Miyamoto tweeted. So on on the Nintendo account, he said, hey, this is Miyamoto. We're delaying the Mario movie to next year.
Yeah.
So
There were also some pretty funny, I'll say, some pretty funny parodies of that tweet.
Oh,
that went
absolutely.
around.
That thing got lit because the fact that he said this is Miyamoto was like, all right, you done fucked up.
I saw a couple that were like, "This is Miyamoto. We killed Luigi. He knows what he did."
I mean, to be fair, Luigi is a dick. So, I have a lot of Sony news, so I'm gonna try to bulk that all into one thing. Jedi Fallen Order sequel is apparently a new gen only title, so it will only be on Series X and PS5, and it will be out in 2023. May not be called Fallen Order. Might have a different subtitle.
So, I'm going to make a prediction that we see or hear of or know of Cal Kestis in the new Obi-Wan series.
I think a lot of people are guessing that, right? Because it
Yeah,
takes place in that kind of time frame.
It takes place in the time frame. You've got Obi-Wan going up against the Inquisitors, just like Kestis was. I think it makes too, and the fact that he's in like the person who plays him in the video game is an actual actor, right? That I don't know. I think it's possible.
It's all leaning that way. Yuji Naka went on a Twitter tirade about Square Enix over the weekend. Apparently he was in a lawsuit with Square Enix because he was fired from the director role of Balan Wonderworld about 6 months before the game was released, and he was just now allowed to talk about it basically just kind of throwing them under the bus, saying all these bad things, and it was quite hilarious because, Square Enix has never said anything negative about any of their poorly performing Japanese games, and Yuji Naka's like, y'all, fuck that. You done screwed up. I just found it entertaining. Balan Wonderworld is the best bad Japanese game that Square Enix has put out.
Yeah, because everything else is hog fucking shit. Oh, fuck. It's so bad. It's so bad. Like, I know that it was mostly made by, like, Westerners, but the story was written by a Japanese man. Fucking The Quiet Man. Quiet Man still takes the cake for one of the biggest pieces of shit I've ever played.
Hey, Babylon's Fall is right on its heels.
Man, I can't picture it being close to as bad.
And you do not understand.
I played The Quiet Man. I know how bad it is.
It's fucking horrible.
It's a bad video game, but as long as it was made or associated with a Japanese studio, Square Enix will not say anything bad about it. Now, if a Western studio puts out a game and it only sells 10 million, it's a fucking flopping failure.
True.
Crazy how that works.
Man.
You know what was some garbage games?
The
Tomb Raider games.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I've never played a worse, action game in my life.
That's why they didn't sell worth a shit.
Yeah, only
Everybody
10
knew they were
million?
bad.
What a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Babylon's Fall has 634 users right now. Eat shit. You okay there?
I'm curious to know. Yeah, no, I'm in my head. I'm curious to know if it's true or not, though, because I know Yuji Naka is notoriously difficult.
I mean, I get it.
He's the reason why. He's the reason why, like, there was no Sonic game on the Saturn.
Sonic R came out on the Saturn.
Yeah, and so did Sonic 3D Blast. But there was supposed to be a Sonic Team game or a main Sonic entry, and there wasn't. They were both spin-offs, and that is Yuji Naka's fault, because he saw that Westerners were using the engine that he made for Knights and was very angry about it. So, he did everything to burn bridges. And he is partially the reason why Sonic 06 is terrible, because, like, he left midway on that to work on Sonic and the Secret Rings, and then that was bad too, and then he was gone from Sega. So, like, yeah, I don't think Yuji Naka is necessarily the pinnacle of, like, great game design, but, like, man, Balan Wonderworld isn't as bad as everybody makes it out to be, and I am curious to know ultimately who made those decisions, because I do feel like something that would be cut for time or budget. Like, not having the story in there, but having a whole story written for a book. There's just some weird stuff happening. And would explain why he wasn't kind of out there promoting it when it came out.
Yeah. Alright, you want to know what your free games are for the month of May?
Not really.
Well, I'm going to tell you anyway.
Alright.
We'll start with PlayStation Plus, because, we'll just work our way down. PlayStation Plus gets FIFA 22, Tribes of Midgar, and Curse of the Dead Gods.
Wow, I played none of those.
Curse of the Dead Gods
is good.
Pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The artwork makes me think of Darkest Dungeon. I have no idea if it's even close to that.
No.
Kinda.
Well, yeah, I guess kind of. It's more like a Diablo clone with, like, rogue elements.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So not really Darkest Dungeon at all.
No. This is an action game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like
For
Moonlighter a little bit.
Yep. You get a curse in a
Moonlighter.
room, and it's like a buff or a debuff
actually,
or something.
I don't think I've ever seen this game, to be honest with you. I've seen the artwork, but I'm like looking at screenshots. I didn't realize it was like a full 3D game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it's
and there's
legit.
the Dead Cells characters in it.
Yeah. I mean, all the
Neat.
indie games are, they're co-mingling. All right. Games with goals. Boy, they waited till the last minute to announce these. They just announced these on Friday. Yoku's Island Express, which
That's a good game.
that's a good game.
What is that game?
That is
Like
the
It's a
Metroid
Metroid
Metroidvania
pinball game.
game.
Yeah,
okay.
So you're
you're a
You're
mail
a
delivery bug.
mailman bug,
Yeah.
but you're also like a scarab, which is the nice way of saying dung beetle. So you push around a ball, and then that's how you move through. Like you ride that ball of shit, essentially. Although I don't think it's actually shit in this. Around like a pinball.
Yeah, there's flippers and all kinds of shit. It's not bad. It's a good game.
Okay.
The Inner World.
That's a fine point-and-click adventure, but it's not for everyone.
the,
Also,
the-
it's not complete. It's the sequel. It's not the first game.
yeah, it's the Last Wind Monk or something.
Yeah.
Then for the Xbox 360, you get. To be fair, this is a good game, but fuck, is it old? Hydro Thunder Hurricane. And Viva Pinata Party Animals, which is
not on the Rare collection. So
well, it's also
enjoy.
fucking Mario Party game.
Hey, they don't have many of those on Xbox.
Just play Fusion Frenzy. It's fine. It's fine. So, there's your free games for the month, which, by the way, PlayStation Plus is obviously changing come June. So let's talk a little bit about some news that creeped out about that this week.
Okay. I don't know any of this news, so go ahead.
Okay, so we'll start off with there were a bunch of PS1 games, PSP games, and other things that were showing up on the back end of the PlayStation Network. So maybe we know some of the games coming. Among these games were a couple of Worms games, Tekken 2, Mr. Driller, and Ridge Racers 2 for the PSP. All these games showed up. We don't know if this means that these are games will be available, or will these games be purchasable? Like, we don't know what's happening. But they did start to show up on the back end of the service. All right. Next up, these are not as positive parts of this new service. Sony has confirmed that they are blocking people stacking memberships for PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now in order to convert them into the new service. So you remember a few weeks ago when Jay and I were on the show and talking about we both bought a couple of years of PlayStation Now because it was going to turn into the new service and it was cheaper.
Right.
They've now blocked this. So if you buy cards now, you cannot redeem them, you cannot redeem codes, and you cannot purchase subscriptions right now.
So that's just wasted money.
So, follow up to this story. Sony released a chart. You will be able to redeem them once the new service goes live, but they will now be converted based on this pie or this graph.
So fucking stupid.
So PlayStation Plus.
So let people buy your shit.
Yeah, I think the best
guys,
comment I saw on Twitter was a guy that said, "Yes, please don't allow people to subscribe to your ecosystem for 4 years, so that they're there."
Stupid.
Also,
remember when Microsoft
are going to use 100% of it too? Like, just take their money now. Some people will ultimately forget or be like, "Hey, lights come up," and not use it. So you're just making money for doing fuck all, idiots. Yeah.
Remember when Microsoft came out and just said, "Yeah, go ahead and buy up to 3 years, and you only have to pay $1 to switch it over."
Yeah, they're still doing that.
That was their marketing plan.
Yeah, you can still do that. I have the chart in case you want to know.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Can I just say, enough with the fucking charts in video games. I'm tired of you asking me to be a goddamn accountant. Like, if you're like, I have to make this on Microsoft Excel, don't make it. Just don't do it. It's a bad idea. If you have to open up Excel to explain to people how you're selling your thing, don't.
I'm just going to put it in the chat.
I'm not looking at it.
So you can look at it if you want. I'll just go over some highlights. So let's say you have a 12-month PlayStation Plus voucher. If you're not a subscriber, this will convert to 365 days of Essential, which is the low tier. If you're in Essential, it's converted to 365 days of PlayStation Plus Essential. I don't. That seems like the same thing. Extra converted to 219 days of PlayStation Plus Extra. And if you want Premium, it converts to 183 days.
You keep saying Essential and Extra and all this other stuff, and I don't know what that means anymore.
Essential is PlayStation Plus, the way it is today.
Okay.
Extra is the new tier that includes the streaming, I think, right? And then Premium includes the streaming as well as the classic games. I think that's the way it works.
We're doing this.
PlayStation Now converts differently. Actually, no, it doesn't. So if you have a PlayStation Now voucher, it's the same times. 365 days, 219 days, and 183 days. But there's literally 3 ways to convert for every kind of voucher. 1 month, 3 month, 12 month. So. Oh, wait, it gets better. Hold on. Sony has also announced that the premium tier will now include a 2-hour trial of every single game that is above $34.99.
So screw these indie games.
Well, a 2-hour trial of an indie game could, let's be fair, a 2-hour trial of a big budget game might be enough to finish some games.
Sure, but holy crap, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, when this was first announced, I was like, hold the fuck on, you're going to make developers do this? According to a new report, Sony is going to do this internally. So,
And is it just the full game? You just only get 2 hours of it?
I don't know how
the
they're doing it. If they did it that way, it would be smart, because then you just let them have the game and boom, you're done.
Yeah.
But
and you got automatic progress saving that way because it's just the game. So yeah, I like that idea, but I don't know about any of the rest of it.
This also sparked a debate online of like, oh, you're locking a demo behind a premium subscription. Like, I get your point there, but a 2-hour trial with save progression is not a demo.
No.
And let's be fair, nobody makes fucking demos anymore.
No, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Do you know how many games I ended up buying because of a good demo?
Exactly.
Games I didn't buy because of a demo.
Well, there's that too. But
That's
you weren't going to
the reason
buy
why they
those
don't do demos
anyway.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to buy those anyway. So yeah, PlayStation, this thing is weird, man. Sony, like...
Why does everything got to be complicated?
Because the way they built their infrastructure, man. I don't know. And because they like
Because
money.
Sony. I hate this whole thing already. Again, this is just the same shit. Like, fine, I understood that there was going to be different levels. There's different levels of Game Pass, so it's like, alright. But then it's like, oh, they're blowing out the chart. And I know I made this joke already, but like, it's the same shit with the Sonic. If you need a chart to show how it's not complicated, it's too complicated, don't do it.
Yeah, that's
People
the
just
best
want
way
to
look
buy
at it.
the thing. People just want to buy the fucking thing. You know?
Yep. I do have 2 positive Sony stories here. Actually, 3. Sony is
The
currently...
person that makes the charts, the person that makes the charts have had their hands broken.
So, Sony is hiring a PC strategy director, which is good news, because that means they're probably looking to put more of their titles onto PC, which is good news. Sony also hired a preservation team. So they're looking to, kind of chronicle and take care of their back catalog, which is something they've not done for a while. So
I imagine it's like they have a team of archaeologists there, essentially, because you're going to have to dig all this shit up.
And checking for disc rods.
Jim Ryan fucking decided to bury it all and put a cement block over top. Yeah.
And the tombstone just reads, "Who wants to play this shit?" Anyway. Finally, Sony also quietly soft-launched VRR support for the PlayStation 5, which is something I've been waiting years for, which is crazy because they announced it in March of 2020 before the system came out, and it's finally here.
There you go.
So, All right. Couple of Xbox beats. Xbox console sales in March were the biggest March of all time for Xbox. They were not only the leader for the month, but they sold more consoles in March even than they did with the 360.
Wow.
Really?
Goes to show you what happens when you've got consoles available and everybody wants one.
Yep,
Yeah,
and your Game Pass
right.
subscription is really damn good. Yeah. All right, I got 2 stories left. One of them's going to contain predictions. One of them's going to, well, maybe both contain predictions. Xbox Bethesda Showcase, June 12th. They've put a date on it. This is their, I'm using finger quotes, E3 conference.
Sure.
What do you think?
I mean, I'd say at least 15, 20 minutes gameplay footage of Starfield.
Wow, really? 15, 20? That's a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I do think you'll get extended. I'm not going to put a number on the time because
They're not going to give us a gameplay trailer that lasts 2 minutes.
No, they're
this
definitely
is
going
like-
to walk through some mechanics and stuff.
Yeah, they're gonna show it off. It's going to be like when they showed off Skyrim for the first time.
yeah.
Yeah, with that game launching in now, 6 months.
Yeah. Has it gone gold?
No. Bethesda games, I'm pretty sure they don't go gold till like a year after they're out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that one.
I hope it's
can't wait.
awesome. It's the first new IP from that studio in a long time. So,
Yeah.
I'm definitely excited for it. And you know what? I don't have to pay $60 to take a chance to play it. Because I
Nope.
can just fucking play it.
I can just boot it up. I can install it before it even comes out.
We'll do more in depth. But do you have anything else that you think they might show there? Like, we've got a bunch of games.
Killer Instinct. Oh, no, wait. Sorry.
Oh, that hurt.
They may release a Killer Instinct 2.
There's a rumor floating around that Bandai Namco's working on one.
On Killer Instinct?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, that's the rumor right now.
Okay.
But we have a lot of games floating around that Microsoft has announced.
Like what?
Perfect Dark, Fable,
Yep.
Redfall, Hellblade 2. I know there's more. Help me out here. They've announced a shit ton of games. Fuck. Avowed. That's another one.
Yeah.
You know that the team that did Compulsion, their new game's probably going to be shown. Like, there's so many games out there.
Will
Like,
we see a new Gears? Gears 6?
I think that's next year.
Okay.
I think we see that next year.
You don't even think we'll get like a logo?
I don't think so
No.
yet.
Because they removed the map creator for Gears 5 this week.
Did you even know they had one?
No, I never played Gears 5. I played Gears 5 this week whenever I went and got those 2 free achievements.
I still haven't done that. I guess I should boot that up at some point.
Yep.
Maybe there'll be a Game Pass quest for getting an achievement in a Game Pass game. Maybe I'll do it then. Man, I don't know. I'm trying to think new stuff. Like, I know all the stuff they've announced, but like, I think Redfall's going to be delayed to fall.
I would assume that would be the case, because when's it supposed to come out?
It was supposed to be out in like summer.
I don't see that happening.
Yeah, we haven't even seen it in a while. Like, what do they have then? Like, I feel like everybody's light this year. Like, Nintendo's kind of... I don't think they have it. They pushed Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Sony's got God of War, supposedly.
Yeah, they're still saying it's this year.
Yeah, I want it to be this year because that'll probably be like the big game this fall.
I have a feeling that's going to be this year.
Well, that and Starfield, sorry. Starfield and God of War would be the 2 big games this fall, but like Nintendo, they don't really have anything this fall.
Pokemon.
Yeah, they got a new Pokemon.
Well, Pokemon's always big, I guess.
Yeah.
But I feel like we have more games. Like,
As far as Microsoft goes, I mean, surely they'd show off Fable, hopefully.
I mean, we haven't even seen that game yet.
Yeah,
We haven't seen
they have
Perfect Dark.
announced it.
Yeah, they've announced it, but we haven't seen it or Perfect Dark or most of the shit that they've announced. I mean, let's be fair and let's be frank. Microsoft started buying the shit out of studios 4 years ago, and we have yet to see anything.
I mean, Starfield will be the first big thing for them.
Yeah. Like,
after all these acquisitions.
I feel like it's time to shit or get off the pot. Like,
yeah.
Put these fucking games out. I don't know.
Maybe something from Obsidian?
Well, that's Avowed.
Is that so? That's the next big thing they're working on.
That's their next game.
Okay.
I was reading too that like there were rumors of a remake of the first Fallout and the first Elder Scrolls. Was that what I read? I think something like that.
By Bethesda?
Bethesda's going to outsource them to other teams.
Okay, kind of like how they did with Obsidian.
Yeah. And then I also read a rumor that the thing Machine Games is working on Wolfenstein and Indiana Jones. We keep forgetting about that Indiana Jones game.
Yeah, that's true.
But I also heard there's talks of a Quake reboot.
They already tried that once.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they've tried that a few times.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know, to be honest with you. I mean, we've
Yeah.
already got the Halo.
Which is struggling like a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
6-month seasons.
I don't know what they were thinking there.
I don't know what's going on with Halo Infinite. Like, co-op's not even coming until August. Like, dude, that's almost a year later. You're putting co-op in this game.
I feel like the pandemic really ruined a lot of stuff.
Oh, it did. It absolutely did.
I don't think the pandemic has anything to do with this Halo problem, though.
But with what problem?
It's like the Halo problem.
343 is probably part of that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they've done a better product. I trust them with the Halo license finally, but they're still making like now it's stuff that they kind of had done before, like done well before, and now we're moving backwards in other areas. And like their campaign was too bloated, so it's just like you know, it's getting there. It's just it's taking too long to get to like what I really think would be another great Halo game.
It's crazy to think that maybe they should have delayed Halo another year.
Yeah.
They really should have.
Yeah, but you know what conversation we'd be having right this minute if Halo would have been delayed another year.
Well, I could have put Craig back in it.
I mean, how long does it take to make a good game? Because at this point, when let's say it's complete by this December, how many years is that from Halo 5 to Infinite?
2015, I think, is when Halo.
So 8 years.
Yeah.
That's too long to make one video game.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's approaching like the Duke Nukem Forever joke levels. And we all know how that game turned out. It was a masterclass of first-person shooter.
Hey, everybody!
This thing's a piece of shit.
Yeah. Like, alright. I got balls of steel. I fucking got it. I played through the DLC. I played through that campaign. It's done. I'll never go back to it. That game is shit. Not as bad as everybody makes it out to be, because everybody's like, oh, this game is the worst piece of... No, it's not that bad. It's just, there's no reason. It's boring.
It's very boring. It's a very boring game.
That's the worst part of it.
Yeah.
I've come here to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of blow it out your ass.
So fucking stupid, but it's better than anything that's in there.
I don't know, man. I feel like Microsoft has been so quiet for so long with news. And, like, Game Pass just, it's trucking along, it's doing well.
Yeah.
But so much of the shit that they put out there right now, I'm just, like, rolling my eyes at. I'm like, I don't need Easter-colored controllers. I don't need your memes on your Twitter accounts. I need some fucking video games. Like, you ain't had a win in a long time.
Yeah, Crackdown 3. Yep. I mean, I liked it. Everybody else seemed to hate it, but I liked it.
But it's not setting anything on fire, you know?
Exactly what I was going to say. Like, it's fine. It was a fine game. I enjoyed it, but like, it's also not like
The problem
if I
is
had to pay for that, I might have been disappointed.
everybody's saying that they haven't had a win in a long time. We forget Forza Horizon 5 was a knock it out of the park.
No, absolutely. Last year they did great in games.
Yeah.
But they've announced they announced a ton of stuff that we ain't seen.
Yeah, I mean, for the rest of the year, from the information we have right now, what else do we have from Microsoft coming out the rest of this year?
The only thing I know of is Redfall and Starfield.
There you go.
And, like, that's not enough, especially considering your first quarter was barren, son.
Mm-hmm. Nothing.
There's nothing there. People are still trying to play Halo.
Yeah.
And all the Game Pass stuff that's great right now, it's third party.
Yeah.
You know, MLB The Show, Guardians of the Galaxy, all that stuff.
MLB The Show, which is literally your competition.
Yeah. But the stuff that people are talking about is third party stuff. Microsoft, you spend a shitload of money. And I get it. A huge win right now is if they could have got that Activision merger off and put a bunch of those games in Game Pass, that'd have been huge.
You know what would be really nice, and I know it's not going to happen, but it's like fucking, hey, bring Doom RPG and Wolfenstein RPG and all the other stuff that it did with Activision to consoles. Like, hey, I would love to see Wolfenstein 2009 be backwards compatible.
Yeah, their comment about backwards compatibility being over is frustrating because, let's say they do pick up Activision and they pick up all that old stuff. Why can't we have Quake 4? Why can't we have the Return to Castle Wolfenstein?
Hey, maybe you make all those Skylander figures that are filling up game shops and stuff and people's closets have some effect on a new console by having backwards compatibility.
Hell, put the old Guitar Heroes in backwards compatibility. I know the licensing is a nightmare, but maybe you work that out. I don't know. You need something right now because this Activision merger that you announced, 6 months ago is probably not going to be done for another year. So...
At least this year. I would assume probably at the end of the year this year.
I mean, that would be nice. But imagine if they spend all this time and it doesn't go through. Imagine that. Speaking of mergers and acquisitions, let's talk about our last story. Woo, this was a doozy on a Saturday afternoon. According to a few insiders, I don't know if you knew, but Discovery purchased the Warner Brothers division from AT&T. So it's now called Warner Discovery. They initially had said they were going to keep the gaming divisions, but the rumor I saw this weekend is that they're looking to recoup about $3 billion in assets, and the first thing on the docket, their game studios. And according to the report I read, there is a ton of people interested in those studios, including Sony, EA, Microsoft, 2K, and a bunch of other places. Oof.
Where does NetherRealm Studios go?
That's the conversation to have, right?
Right.
Where do Mortal Kombat land?
I would see Ed Boon going with Microsoft before anybody else.
I just don't know, man. I don't like NetherRealm and the Mortal Kombat IP being tied to one platform.
I don't either.
That game is too big to be an exclusive. Now, whoever got it, kudos to you because you just made a shitload of money.
Sure.
But as a player, it's miserable.
Yeah. It feels that it just feels wrong for that series in particular.
It was wrong for Street Fighter to do it.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah.
And if Mortal Kombat does it, it's going to be permanent. It ain't going to be a one-off. I don't know, man. I don't like any part of this. And
What else? What else is the WB got?
Well, you got Rocksteady.
Yep.
You've got the
Traveler's Tales.
Yeah, Traveler's
TT
Tales.
Games.
TT Games. You've got that studio that's doing Gotham Knights, the Montreal studio.
Yeah, I don't remember their name, but yeah.
What is... I don't think... Is Avalanche, the people who are making the Harry Potter game, they're not owned by...
Avalanche, the one that was owned by Disney, is owned by Warner Brothers now.
Okay, so that's another studio that would go...
Because I don't know which one... I don't know which one is which. I don't know who's making the... I'm assuming the Avalanche that's making the Harry Potter is not the Avalanche that does Just Cause.
No, it's not.
Okay, so then it's the one that was formerly... that they own that studio.
Yep, so that's another studio that would go. Trying to think if there was any other studios. Those are the big ones. NetherRealm is the one. Rocksteady has.
Okay, so I'm looking. Oh my god, I'm looking.
About the
I'm looking
Shadow
at
of Mordor guys.
Yeah, I'm looking at their studios right now. So they have Avalanche Software, which is the former Disney studio. They did their big one was Disney Infinity. Monolith Productions, which
that's
is
the Mordor guys.
Shadow. Yeah. And a big first-person shooter guys too, and they should go back to that. So Fear.
Yep.
And all that.
Condemned.
NetherRealm Studios, we already talked about that. Condemned was not them.
I thought Condemned was Monolith.
No, it's Sega.
Was it? Oh no, he's right. Condemned was them, but published by Sega. Fucking hell.
Oh, there you go.
Tell me my business, devil woman.
NetherRealm, Rocksteady, we mentioned. TT Games, which is all of the subsidiaries of that. WB Games Montreal, which is Arkham Origins guys. Yeah. WB Games Boston, which is the Dungeons & Dragons Online, Lord of the Rings Online. That's them. WB Games New York.
These are all very different.
So that one was formerly Agora Games. I don't know what they've done.
I've seen Agora Games.
Their software gameplay statistics for games including Call of Duty, World at War, Guitar Hero, and numerous other amounts of other franchises. So they're a subsidiary company that works on games.
Gotcha.
And then there's one that was founded in 2019, WB Games San Diego. I don't know what they've done at all. I can't even, that's not even a quick look up. And then WB San Francisco. So that's the other two. So that's quite a bit of studios, quite a bit of talent. Even if the last two are kind of not big names.
Yeah, I think that's also going to be the next question: is if they sell these studios, are they selling the IPs as well? I think NetherRealm owns Mortal Kombat. I
don't know.
But obviously, Warner Brothers they wouldn't sell the DC license.
No.
So
no,
you wouldn't.
That's a huge part of their property.
Yeah, exactly.
And right now they're shot. Well, one of the confirmed things was when Discovery bought Warner Brothers. They were like, "All right, well, we're fixing the movies."
They're also canceling a bunch of the
mess.
CW shit.
Well, part of me goes, yeah, that's unfortunate. Because there are fans of that series. I'm gonna just say it now, and I'm not trying to belittle anybody's opinion, but good lord, how many times do you do Flashpoint in a fucking Flash series?
At least 45.
Jesus Christ. I get it. He goes back in time, he fucks up. He's done it more than once. So our character's dumb. Cool. The Batwoman was a mess of a series because they had to change who was Batwoman.
Did they change her 3 times? Or was it just twice?
I think it's just once.
Just twice.
Yeah, it was just 2 different people.
Yeah.
Oh, I swore there were 3 Batwomen. I don't.
No, that I know of.
Okay.
But and so you have all these series, and they don't shake hands at all, really. And then with Ezra Miller being the mess
Of
that they
basically
are.
ruining his entire career because he's a
So yeah, like, you did have your Flash actors shake hands at the end of Crisis for your TV series, but like that can't happen again. Like, and like now the Flash movie.
What
is
happens to that
questionable to come
movie? Yeah, like what happens to that movie because it's done.
Done.
They CG Christopher Plummer's face over his.
Yeah,
He's dead, but they.
Give it
They'll
to
CG
Grant
the,
Gustin. Give it to Grant Gustin. Come on.
They should have done that in the first place.
He was good.
Yeah, I'm not complaining about the acting in any of those CW shows. There's two things: budget that isn't given to them
Yes.
to make a higher end show, so it always looks campy, and the writing.
Yeah.
The writing is
not good.
because all those actors are great. Grant Gustin is a great Flash. He shouldn't be playing. I'm tired. I want to see Wally West be Flash, but anyways,
He's in it.
I know, but there's a lot there. I just don't like. Wally West is the best Flash. There, that's all I have to say.
You just gotta throw it out there.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's one of the best Lex Luthors.
Which one?
The one from the shows.
Which show?
Rosenbaum?
John Cryer?
John Cryer.
Yeah,
He's
Cryer
one
is
of
the
the best
new
Lex
Luthor.
Luthor.
Yeah.
He's
Oh.
one of the best fucking, like, he's so evil. It's so good. And it's
I
like-
still love Rosenbaum. Rosenbaum was a great Luthor.
Oh yeah, but like,
People forget Kevin Spacey played Lex Luthor.
no, we
True.
purposely fucking avoid that movie because of the shitty people that were attached to it.
And he was
Director
also played.
and actor.
He was also played by Hackman.
It's true. Old school Hackman.
Hackman.
It's a mess. Like, so you watch the television shows don't connect to the movies, and the movies barely connect to each other.
Yeah,
Because
just the
they
Snyder
have
stuff
to keep
does,
avoiding
yeah.
the messes.
They keep rebooting their universe.
Yeah, they need to stop that.
I think what the plan was with this new Flash movie was to basically bridge everything.
Well, yeah, Keaton's voice is in the goddamn trailer.
Eaton is in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
And
doing the
they're
same
gonna
shit
be-
that Marvel's doing with the multiverse shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what they're doing. They're trying to get to it, but Ezra Miller keeps punching people.
Keeps throwing chairs at women.
He's throwing chairs at people and hitting them in the face.
And I know I'm gonna irritate people, but like, Zack Snyder visually is one of the best, but he cannot tell a story to save his life. And he's done with his movies is see the most interesting parts and decide to just do those as the films. And those are only interesting parts because of 50 years of comics beforehand. They didn't start with the new Spider-Man, Tom Holland Spider-Man, instantly doing Spider-Verse, Like, that was something that we built up to in the comics. So it's just like, they were like, yeah, let's just do the death of Batman versus Superman from The Dark Knight Returns. And then let's have the death of Superman and Doomsday and Wonder Woman's here. And then Superman returning and being evil. And like, oh my God. Like,
It lasted all of 10 minutes in the movie. I'm just like, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I like DC is always and forever be mine. And
yeah, mine too.
I'm going to watch them no matter what, because those are the characters that I love. But yeah, Zack Snyder stuff, granted, he was thrown a really weird curve ball. At the same time, he had some stuff in there that was just like, why kill off Superman 2 movies in?
because
They were trying to rush it.
Yeah.
not only that though, and like, maybe it's not fully him because somebody had to, like, if whether it's his decision or not, like, no one was like clearly like, no, we're not doing that. The death of Superman works because the death of Superman was like, oh my god, Superman's dead and he's not returning the next issue.
Right.
And there's people that are here that are like Superman, but there's 4 of them, and like, which one's actually the next Superman?
Shaq
Only
Steele.
for Superman. Oh god, yeah, no, it wasn't. It was never going to be Steel. But regardless,
Shaq Steele.
Right.
Hey, yo, what
God,
you
we
doing?
need to bring that back.
What you
Yeah.
doing?
but
You
like
need some
it's
Papa John's pizza.
Zack Snyder's Steel.
Get some icy
and
hot.
so, and then like the Batman Superman fight does not work if they're just meeting for the first
For the
fucking
first time.
It works because they're old friends and old partners that worked side by side and have grown apart. One of them physically aging while the other one is still a peak superhero. And so it shows Batman having to outsmart Superman and basically cheat. And like only to be brought down for another thing, brought down by another thing. And it's like, it's kind of like reading all the best Batman stories and going, these are the Batman stories I'm telling. But it's like that, those work because there's other Batman stories to bridge the gap. Like the Killing Joke should not be the only story you have ever read by Batman. Like that should not be your first Batman story. The same with Dark Knight Returns. It should not be your first Batman story. And I know that sounds like really weird and gatekeepy, but it's like, those don't exist in a vacuum. They existed with, God, 20 plus years of comics behind them. Yeah. And so like when you rush in and you do these stories, of course they're not going to work. They don't have any of the same impact. So like I appreciate when they go like far off and are like, fuck it, we're doing something very different with these characters, like Christopher Nolan's Batman. It's not like any of the Batman stuff because it's its own story. Like sure, it takes elements from Nightfall, but it's not doing the Nightfall story. It's like, yeah, Bane is here, and this is the first time Bane is, like, fighting Batman, but, like, at the same time, it's not the same Bane. You've clearly checked out. It's like, we are not trying to emulate the comic at all here, but we're gonna have to hit certain points still, because it's the story of Bane entering. The Joker movie is so far different than anything. But still similar to The Killing Joke. And then, the new Batman movie is like, fuck it, we're doing whatever the fuck we want with our own characters, but we're still going to have it be Batman. And I appreciate that, and that's what Marvel movies have done too. Like, yeah, they do show a bit of like when Tony Stark's Iron Man becomes an alcoholic in Iron Man 2, but like, they kind of breeze past it, and maybe I wish there was a little bit more to that, because I think Robert Downey Jr.
He's got some experience in that realm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, would have been interesting to see him explore that a bit more. But like, hey, they did it still. Like, Disney's been smart, and they're like, yeah, we're not going to just retell the same story. And when we take elements from, it's more like, hey, I don't just want to retell this story because I think it's cool. It's like, hey, this is an important aspect, and we're including it. Like a certain character becoming a different character from one of the series. It's recent, so I'm not going to spoil it too much.
Carlos is becoming Blanca. We already talked about that.
Oh, fucking... I was thinking more of, like, who becomes Captain America after Captain America's gone. That's an interesting story, but they're going to do their own thing with it.
Well, like, they did a pretty decent job with that a little bit with the Batman, the recent Batman movie. It's because they took elements of, like, the Long Halloween.
Yeah, there's a lot of the Long Halloween in that.
Yeah, because the Batman takes place, like, in the span of, like, a week. Less than a week.
And he's very early on, too.
Yeah.
It's a mix of year two.
Year two Batman.
Yeah, and they don't linger on his fucking parents' death, thank God.
Yeah, no, they don't. They barely even touch it. And it's fantastic because it's like I loved the inexperienced Batman. Yep. Like half his shit.
By the way, I'm going to watch this movie tonight, so please don't spoil anything.
Oh no,
I'm not spoiling
no spoilers.
Anything.
No spoilers.
But yeah, it's young Batman. It's year two Batman, where half of his shit just don't work. Like he's like, okay, I got this I got this gadget. I hope it works. And it kind of works. And he may get the shit beat out of him. Like, that's the thing is, like, the Batman is possibly the closest old school Batman I've ever seen.
Yep,
because
it's really good.
It's noir detective comic Batman.
But, like, you know, going back to my iconic point, and this isn't Zack Snyder's fault. This is, you know, Warner Brothers trying to emulate him without that. But, like, the Suicide Squad. None of these characters mean anything. How are you jumping into Suicide Squad? None of these characters have any relevance in this world. And I'm not saying, like, every fucking Suicide Squad member has ever had relevance, but, like, Harley Quinn, you haven't even met the Joker, and then they don't establish the Joker in that movie. But, you know, Deadshot hasn't even fought Batman.
He did slap Chris Rock, though.
That's right. Get your wife's name out of my fucking mouth.
You know, like, how... Like, all these characters, like, yeah, it only worked in Suicide Squad because, like, oh, you're taking all these villains and making them be heroes. That, against their will. Kind of interesting.
Also,
it just
kill them because it's the Suicide Squad. Luckily, they kind of did that in the second one.
But it's irritating to me, like, as a fan, for this fucking, this company to be like, oh, well, we have a plan. But no, you don't. You're just trying to take the best elements, and you're totally shitting on all your comic books. Like, Marvel... So I've not watched Moon Knight. I'm not going to ask you to be...
I haven't seen... I'm waiting.
I don't think it'd make any sense anyways. But
I'm waiting till it's done before I watch it.
I've heard nothing but praise from comic book fans, because it's, like, doing its own thing. It's making reference to certain comics, yes, but, like... Disney was also smart enough to be like, oh, there's a new Moon Knight coming out, but, like, so people are getting hyped. We're putting a new Moon Knight comic out, you know? Like, here's a new one, the new number one that you can start at months in advance. They did it with Eternals as well, because who the fuck knew the Eternals? I don't, and I read comics.
I watched that movie. I still am not sure who they are.
Well, from my understanding, that's one of the worst Disney movies, but that's still going pretty well. You know what I mean? Like, in terms of, like,
when their bad movies are still good, then, you know, you're doing all right.
I've heard it's just a mess a little bit because there's too many characters.
Well, they're trying to do too much in a 2-hour movie, let's be fair.
Yeah.
But
Moon Knight, I have to say, for Disney, that is very violent.
Oh, I have not seen any of Moon Knight yet. I'm waiting.
Well,
Moon Knight's like legit violent. Like,
well, they've also made Daredevil canon. You know,
that's true.
Finally, after, like, is he or is he not? And then they're all just like, fuck it, yes, he is. So, like, you know.
All right, let's stop there before we get too far into the Marvel stuff.
But anyways, my point is like, you know, they're finally fixing the movies, hopefully. So they're not going to get rid of the DC license. But it does make me concerned about, like, what the fuck's going to happen with the video games. If, like, are they going to try to do a Disney where they're like, you get this now, and you get this, and everybody's going to make games for us? Because I just can't picture that the return on a lot of DC properties is going to be great, because no one's going to want to make a fucking Superman game ever again. Or Aquaman. Ugh.
Alright. Got a couple tweets here, and then we'll get out of here.
Oh, one more thing I have to say. Everybody needs to watch the trailer for a game called Outpost. It is fucking insane. I can't imagine this game works. Because there's no way it works. It's like a Chinese studio I've never heard of, but it's a first-person shooter / tactical outpost management, and it's all happening at the same time. And, like, watch one character throw, like, from first person, throw a missile up in the air, and then, like, another character catch it, and then load it into the rocket, and then somebody else is firing the rocket, and mechs are falling from the sky, and they're shooting robots, and it's just fucking chaos. And I've never seen anything quite bombastic like this. There's no way this pays off, but everybody should watch it, because it's fucking insane.
Alright. This first tweet comes from SoDoom, and I have to omit a word from this tweet. He says, yo, ya N-words spend years talking about fucking overrated. I mean Overwatch. And you give Elden Ring like 36 seconds. Come on. Especially since this is the first Souls game Ken actually played and liked. I demand a recount.
Well, how many
I'd
people
rather
on here
talk
have
about-
played Elden Ring?
It's just me.
I haven't ever played it.
I talked
I'd
about
rather
it.
talk about Elden Ring because I fucking hate Overwatch. So like, this guy's not alone.
Hey, I talked about Elden Ring on the show when I played it, and I've talked about it since then. I haven't really played it in a while. And then when Jay came on, he talked about it a bunch because he had actually beat it. So I haven't played Elden Ring in probably a month, maybe.
I have nothing to say about it, and I've never played it.
I like the game. It'll probably be on my Game of the Year list. I enjoyed the hell out of it, and I probably will go back and play some more. Will I ever beat it? Hell no.
Yeah, I intend to play it eventually, but it's not something that I have the time for right now. My backlog is too big. I've got other stuff I want to play. So.
And to be fair, I did like Bloodborne. I actually played about half of that game. I played through about half of that game. I liked that game.
Also, I liked both Demon Souls games, the original Demon Souls and the remake.
Yep.
I liked both of those.
Like everybody gets their...
I also liked Sekiro, although it was butt ass hard and I could never really do much in it. I still enjoyed it.
Sekiro whooped my ass so fast. I was like, dude, I can't do this one. This one's too hard. Plastic Box Warrior says Microsoft will no doubt announce some surprise games for Game Pass around E3, games that are already out, like Resident Evil 8. Any guesses? I'm saving a 3-month Game Pass card, but I must use it for Guardians of the Galaxy and hopefully something new. That's an
Good question.
Yeah, well, that's an interesting question. What, like, big games that are, like, already out do you see hitting Game Pass soon?
Is Cyberpunk on Game Pass?
No, it is not.
That
would be a big one.
Yeah.
That would be a big one.
I think that
would
happens.
be a good one too, since they just released the next gen version.
Yeah, that game is really good. Like, if you have not played through that game yet, man,
I still have yet to play through it.
oh, it's so good. I just
met
it.
Johnny.
That's my next. I'm going to play Chorus, and then I'm going to play Cyberpunk while there's a lag in big open world games.
Yeah, I think Cyberpunk would be a big one. It'd be really good too because a lot of people kind of wrote that game off back when it kind of fucked up when it launched.
Yep.
And if you can just go download it and play it, I think that'd be a really good one.
Here's the trick. You put it up for a week. People see that it's actually playable now. Then you pull it down and they have to buy it if they want to finish it.
Yeah. That'll make people really happy.
Oh, sure. They'll be thrilled about that. Damn, Resident Evil 8 is a really good one. Guardians of the Galaxy was a good one.
Yeah.
Avengers already came. What else?
No one else did.
Ha 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 ha.
I don't know.
Is Hitman 3 on Game Pass yet?
Yes, the trilogy is on
Okay.
Game Pass.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Microsoft kind of got everything, didn't they?
Yeah, I was trying to think of big games that came out within the last year or two that aren't on there yet, and I think they've got most of them.
Grid Legends may be a pretty good one for them.
That'll come eventually because it's EA.
Yeah.
Like all.
Considering I just paid for it, I'm sure Chorus will show up on Game Pass soon.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see that. That sounds like a Game Pass game.
Oh man, I wish some more people would play that game. That game is so good.
Yep.
Well, again,
Not the wrong
that's next
year.
on my list. So
Oh man.
Well, Deathloop
Deathloop
doesn't
will
come this
be.
year.
Yeah, well, Deathloop will be
Yeah.
because that's a first party game.
In a year.
But it's almost up, Drew. Like, I think it's August, right? September, August?
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
And then Ghostwire Tokyo will be
Um,
next year.
Yeah.
I'm looking at stuff right now, looking at see what the fuck could come.
Resident Evil 8 would be a really awesome get, especially if they like announce the RE4 remake in the conference and say you can play RE8 now. And then of course, like, isn't the getting Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake as well with the next gen upgrades into Game Pass? That'd be pretty big.
You know what would be kind of crazy?
Hmm.
Elden Ring.
Ooh, I don't think that happens
that would
for
be
a while.
a really good one, but I don't
What
think
about, like,
I agree
when
with
it-
you. I don't think that'll be a while.
When it gets close to DLC time for Elden Ring.
Ooh.
That would be a good time to do it.
Yeah.
But
Dying Light 2.
that's a good one.
That is a good one. Yeah.
Don't.
I don't want to pay. I don't want to play it. I don't want to buy it, but I will play it if it's on Game Pass.
Dude, I put 30 hours in that game. I can't take. I probably got 4 hours left, and I can't even bring myself to finish it.
I know you're going to hate me for saying this, but let's say the Activision merger goes through. You put Overwatch on Game Pass, and if you have Game Pass Ultimate, you get into the beta for 2 for free.
Yeah.
Stranger of Paradise.
That's probably going to happen. Like, that game came out, and everybody was like, oh, this is super interesting, and then they're like, well, I'm not going to buy it.
I have honestly never seen gameplay footage of that game.
I mean, it's exactly what you think it is.
I know that's not meant to sound like detrimental, but it does. It did sound that way. Like it's exactly what you think it is.
It's a third-person action game.
With an edgy protagonist
and Final Fantasy characters. Like you literally punch a cactuar at one point. Drew, that's what it is.
Oh, sell me on this more, Ken.
I've tried, but I'll tell you what, it is really kind of boring after a while. I like the game. I played through about 6 levels of it, and then I just kind of fell off.
I sat there for like 2 hours straight fighting a fucking boss that didn't move in Final Fantasy 15. So boring doesn't matter to me.
You will probably like this game, and if it comes to Game Pass, I suggest you play it.
See those numbers go up, and just complete a checklist.
It's got copious amounts of garbage loot. Like shit you will use for one level.
That wasn't. I can't recall if that was a thing that would happen in 15. I don't remember too much garbage loot. I would remember finding like weapons and being like, I don't need this.
No, there'll definitely be a ton of garbage loot in this game. Like I don't know how much crap I throw away.
I got the sword in Final Fantasy 15 that would drain my health, but it was like double damage. And since items were so overpowered in that game, I just kept using the sword, and whenever my health got low, I used a potion.
Yeah, I had a weapon in Final Fantasy 15 that does like the max damage by what is it, warp striking?
Yeah.
So it's just 9999.
I know that Ubisoft Plus is coming to Xbox, so I don't know if this would happen, but Far Cry 6.
Yeah, that would be a big one.
That would make me play Far Cry 6.
Yeah.
Looking through the big, literally Microsoft has gotten almost every big game. But like I'm scrolling through here from the Lost Judgment would be a
Lost
good one.
Judgment, yeah, I was going to say.
Oh, that's not on there?
No, the first Judgment was. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All the Yakuza are still on there. No, I take that back.
I'll tell you a good one to get on there would be the Dark Pictures anthology.
Wasn't one of them on there at one point? Man of Medan?
Man of Medan.
Man of Medan. I don't think it was.
Whoa, Black Betty. Man of Medan, move.
God damn it. Tales of Arise? That'd be another good one.
I almost said that, but then I don't know if any of the Tales game has come to...
Tales of Vesperia Remastered did, I think.
Okay.
Namco Bandai puts a lot of stuff on Game Pass, like Scarlet Nexus. Is Scarlet Nexus on Game Pass?
I thought so I didn't see that either.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
Because if it's not, that would be another one.
Pretty sure it is.
Okay. Yeah, they've nailed every other game I'm looking at on this list.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that, all these games you could have just played if you just waited. With Game Pass.
Welcome to the new world.
Yeah, I love it for movies, man. I can't tell you how many movies I've been semi-interested in, and then they'll show up on a service that I have already. Not long after they hit the theater, Jackass 4, showed up on Paramount Plus 45 days, and Sonic is coming, I think, at the end of May. So I can just watch Sonic at the end of May, and then I watch Jackass, and then Jackass 4.5 is coming to Netflix, I think, real soon.
4.5.
Yeah, they always do a 0.5 where they show a bunch of stuff they cut out. So
it's Jackass. It's Jackass Forever, but extra.
Yeah, it's not the whole movie. It's just what was not in the movie.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, they always do that. They did a 2.5 and a 3.5, so. But yeah, I love that I can just wait like a month. And then I could just, like, the Batman was out, what, like 2 months after?
Yeah. It came to HBO Max like 2 weeks after I watched it in theaters.
Right? Like, that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like, well, I don't need to go to the theater anymore. Just let me watch it at home.
And that was a pretty good theater experience.
It was a good theater experience. I'm not going to lie. But
The sound in that movie.
if I'd have had a choice, I'd have stayed home. You know what I mean? I don't know. There's not a whole lot of things I need to go to the theater to. Like, people scream and go on about it, and I'm like, dude, I just watched like 2 conventions get back on track, and everybody came home sick. Like, I don't need any of that.
Yeah. Ryan, you're watching the Batman tonight. I want to know if you jump at a certain point.
I'll give you my full review after I have a chance to watch it.
I mean, like, jump, like, you got scared.
Gotcha.
And make sure you set aside the time. That is a long fucking movie.
That is a
3 hours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had planned on my son watching it with us. Is that
It'd be fun.
okay?
Dude, he's playing Dead by Daylight, so I think you're all right.
Yeah.
I mean, there is one F-bomb in it.
Oh, I don't care about language. Language I'm not worried about.
There's a couple disturbing scenes. My son handled it. Well, I took him to the theater to see it, and he handled it just fine. So I think he'd be all right.
Yeah, I figured it was probably good, but yeah, he wants to see it. So.
Yeah, I think my biggest things, and the parenting part of it, like as long as there's not like obsessive gore or sex, I'm kind of okay.
Yep. That's the same way I am. And he watched Monty Python and the Holy Grail with me the other night.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the part with the temptresses.
Yeah.
And I just told him, I'm like, look, there's going to be some stuff in here. I just don't want you to repeat it. Like, it's fine. He already knows how everything works.
Yeah.
So it's just like, just don't repeat it.
Yeah.
So
it's
but
crazy.
the part, I was waiting for the uncomfortableness on his part when it gets to the part where she says, and then the oral sex. But he no-sold it, so.
Yeah, they're going to be teenagers next year.
I know it. I know.
Fuck.
Don't remind me.
Fuck.
You want to hear a funny story? I think I've mentioned it before.
Okay.
In regards to oral sex.
Oh, Drew, what are we doing?
All right, okay. All right, time to wrap this. Welcome to the show, everybody. You can fucking follow us on Twitter. Again.
No.
It's going nowhere good. I'm cutting it off.
So when the Monica Lewinsky scandal was going on, I was a kid. And they said, oh, he had oral sex with Monica Lewinsky. And I, as a kid, was like, what's so bad about that? Not knowing what oral sex was. I thought oral sex was him calling a phone sex line.
That's great.
Yep.
I mean,
Come to find out, that's not what that meant.
no, that's not. No, that's not a thing. That's not what that means.
Yep. So I was just like, it's not a big deal. He just called a number.
Yeah, he did something all right.
Yeah.
Oh lordy. All right. Well, on that note, the last tweet is from Blue Apple Blues. I always butcher this. Eid Mubarak. Is that how you say that? That's today?
No,
Mubarak,
it's not how
right?
you pronounce.
Go ahead.
Not how you pronounce it yet, Ryan?
I thought it was Eid Mubarak, but I might be wrong.
Correct.
Okay. Eid Mubarak. Thank
Means
you.
blessed feast.
Dude, I'm about to go have a blessed feast at Taco Bell.
You're about to have bad diarrhea.
At
Don't
my
think
age,
that's what they meant by that.
Hey, at my age, it's just cleaning you out. It's fine.
Oh, God.
Not very blessed, is it?
I mean,
What did he say about the holiday? Not because I guarantee he didn't say Taco Bell and diarrhea. What was his actual message?
it was just the Eid Mubarak.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's all he said.
It just means it's like a greeting of, kind of like Merry Christmas.
I thought it was a holiday.
I think we're all sounding very ignorant right now, but we're okay.
Oh, no.
I think it's just a greeting.
It's okay.
We could just Google it and save
I believe
yourself all this embarrassment.
He's saying that to wish us a happy holiday.
Yes. Blessed feast.
Non-Muslims can greet their celebrating friends and neighbors with the phrase Eid Mubarak,
There.
which means blessed Eid or blessed holiday in Arabic. There you go.
Right back at you.
All right. So that's it. That's all the tweets. That's all the emails. If you want to shoot us an email, it's podcasts@ztgd.com. Follow us on Twitter at N4G Podcast. If you want to follow us individually, I'm at ZTGD. Drew is at DML Fury. Ryan is at Wombat RP. And Anthony is at Complacent Robot. Maybe for a little while. Maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know. Depends on how much fucking it goes downhill now that the new overlord has been in place. Oh, fuck. Can't wait to see how he decides to put fucking Twitter in tubes like everything else he does.
Also, Phoenix Down is running Control is the last one. Has there been an episode since we did our intermission?
No.
Damn, I was on the most recent Phoenix Down.
You were, yeah.
That's fancy.
We did that. We were going to do one last week, but Matt didn't get back from the land of ice until late, and he was not able to finish the second DLC yet.
Gotcha. So Control, and then the next game starts the week after.
AI, the Insomnium Files.
I remembered that last week. For some reason this week I didn't remember it.
Mm-hmm.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Anyway,
Right.
That's it for this week, so unless anybody has anything else, we'll get out of here.
Alrighty. And it goes something like this.
Epic fail. Welcome to the N4G podcast. $0.
This is going to be a very interesting episode.
Gather time.
Greetings, programs. I got lost trying to find my way to the secret underground N4G Radio lair.
The Wombat. And
Always so good angry.
Killer Wolverine. Play games, not consoles. No fanboys allowed.
And then I killed the dragon. 8.0.
Killed the dragon.